God help you all.
Mm.
So,
you don't want me to keep talking about that stuff on our live recording?
No, I was referring to. Well, anyways, on that note, does anyone want to go over what you were fortunate enough to experience in the game previously?
I was cooking eggs.
I've been muted. Yes, you were cooking eggs.
Yeah, these guys aren't responding at all. They're assholes.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would help. Holy cow. Let's see. We got called to track down somebody.
I
Let's see.
believe it was Rosalind Ostrin.
Yes, right on the money. She had taken the key and she had gone to I'm gonna call it a structure. I kind of want to not say temple. I don't know what's going on in there. It doesn't seem like it has any religiosity going on. We with our powers combined, we were able to open up the door. It took a lot of thinky power. Um, we get inside to this main room, and it's gigantic because giants built it, and these giants had goats, big goats, and there were flying, primordial, speaking little monsters, ones that exploded. We almost lost Purser, but that didn't happen. We were able to keep that from happening. We explored that first initial floor. There were bathrooms. We didn't get too much to the southeast of the map, but we did go up to the northwest, where we actually saw some statues that had words, which I cannot remember. And then there were more statues on the next level. And when we got up to that second level, we went down to the south because we were starting to hear some things because of Cha Cha, Pikik Cha. She was able to hear someone or something speaking. Purser, of course, is absolutely convinced it is something evil, and out of character, I'm inclined to believe him. The doors just opened after we just beat up a couple of gargoyles, and everything here so far seems to, well, at least the gargoyles, at least they didn't like the fact that they were fighting us. They didn't. It seemed like they didn't want to, but they didn't have any choice over the matter. We beat the gargoyles. We've slightly regrouped, and we are about to go through that door to see what awaits us.
Yeah, that's very, very solid. Does anybody have any other details they want to add?
Wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Most
I mean,
Isley.
Yeah, if you build it that way, it will be that. This is somewhat your town, so if you want it
This
to
is
be,
not my town. We're in a spooky fire building.
I mean, there's elements of fire, yes. But yeah, there's definitely that as well. And
Something tech heresy.
yeah, in that case, we'll just jump right in. All right, you are on the second floor. You're all dealing with the remnants of these malformed gargoyles who, as Zach pointed out, seemed reluctant in their fighting of you. But hey, who knows why? But yeah, as you had finished smashing the last one and Pick acting on Pick's instructions, who she says she's hearing stuff, and who's to argue? And the door is open.
She's not saying it's good stuff. She's just saying it's happening.
I mean,
It's definitely stuff.
the voice was friendly enough. It was, surprised to hear you and seemed to think you could help it.
Bad things can be friendly too.
Are you evil?
Are you evil? No.
No, look at my blue lights.
No, I've just put out this beautiful spread of food that you are allowed to eat of whenever you wish. I'm not evil. Point of view.
But yeah, the door, as the other doors made of this strange obsidian stuff, literally kind of melts away in front of you. And unlike previously, it doesn't just snap shut, sort of reforming. The edges of it are still look molten hot, as it reveals a young woman, and I will put the image up.
Oh. Hi, lady.
You will respond in Emo. This images, NPCs. And
Is there anything obviously wrong with her? Like her face is cracked and there's like lava flowing underneath or something weird?
no, she looks a little puzzled at you, but otherwise she looks quite normal.
Okay.
There we go. I just wanted to. She is an enthusiastic lady, and let me make sure NPC list. Rosalind. Human. Yeah,
What
there
a
she is.
sunny disposition.
He's way too happy for someone that's been kidnapped. She's an imposter.
She looks a little psycho, to be real with you.
Party preemptively justifying murder. Yeah, Rosalind. Door opens and she's holding what looks like a small cube, kind of about a brick sized, and is looking, peering through the door as it reveals, and says, yeah, she's hello there. Torid did mention someone else was coming to help.
Lady Ostrin, are you safe?
Oh, yes, of course.
Well,
You've been
how
missing for a
come?
few days.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Um,
Yeah, and how would she, how like out of character, how would she know that we were coming to help if she ran off by herself before like anything got organized?
Because the boss told her to wait until she had some guards to go with her. And she just went on ahead without them.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it just seems weird that that's how she like
If she's
starts
telepathically
off.
communicating with the thing, then they whatever that Torin is may have let her know that Pickett said that people were coming to help.
presumably Torid told her to open the door. Well, oh, right. My apologies. I forget manners sometimes. Rosalind, or Ostrin, a pleasure.
Well,
Who's
What?
Torid?
All right.
The
Well,
voice.
yes. So Torid, I believe, is some sort of celestial, perhaps from one of the so-called heavenly planes. I've been able to get more than vague directions that sound fairly faint. Until you got here, I was content to simply study the artifacts locked away. This is one of the most pristine sights I've ever seen. You all
has
look a bit rough.
anything tried to hurt you since you came here?
I mean, there were elementals, but they seemed to leave when I, showed this. Luckily there seems to be some type of security element in it. Did you encounter any issues? She holds up the brick-like key.
As you
Yeah.
suspect, we did trigger the structure's security measures in our intrusion.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I haven't been able to crack it. I believe this was some type of commander's quarters or something. The whole structure screams military to me. If you'll follow me, this is I think this was some sort of laboratory, or and she kind of wanders off, half muttering to herself. It's been a real. You see it. She has like rope set up to climb up the chair and get to the top of the table. There's
Yep.
quite a few things up there. Torid has been, other than the name and a few vague directions, he's been obnoxiously quiet since I got in here. It's for someone who was so insistent that I could help. He did sort of leave things unspoken once I was in, but I suppose it's no matter. I really wish I assume the governess sent you.
Pickett
nods.
Well, I'm sorry you've encountered troubles about it. The whole thing is a bit of an overreaction, really. There wasn't any danger for me, and it's just been you didn't break anything on your way in besides the elementals, or because it really is almost pristine. There doesn't seem to have been any intrusion into the ruin since its creators left. And I'll do a quick description of the room here. So the room you're in, let's see here, is it has what looks like an arcane workstation, a bed, a dresser, chest, and magic circle inscribed above what more of that flame-streaked obsidian.
Yeah,
At,
that looks real menacing.
at the desk, there are, you can barely make it out because it's mostly powder, but just kind of looking at how it's like laid, you can see the powder remains of, looks like some sort of maybe the remains of a person, or well, giant-sized person, and a large purple crystal, about the size of an arm. You see that Rosalind has like hauled it down, but she points out where it was originally. Um, I would say, yeah, it looks like a huge spell shard to your eyes, Purser. Let's see. Yeah, that's about the only real noticeable things in here. That the floors have the same pattern, ceiling same height, and this strange circle over here. And
Oh my god,
Pickett,
I
are
was
you?
zoomed in too much.
Ah, yeah, giant maps.
I was like,
Uh,
why is the map not moving? Why am I
I,
not seeing anything? And I'm like, oh, I'm just dumb.
yeah, yeah. Sad part is,
For oh, sorry, go ahead.
I swore I'd never do this to myself again after Storm King's Thunder, and then I pick Zendrick in place of the land of giants. Uh, go ahead, Purser. What are you saying?
So before Bemi like messes with the circle, I'm going to worriedly rush over and just like put an arm out in front of him.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. He had no intention of touching the big scary circle.
That's fair. Bemi's a simple boy, but you don't live this long on Zendrick without learning to be a little cautious in giant ruins.
Appreciate concern, but I don't want to touch that.
So yeah, since it seems to be the thing of most obvious import, I would like to try and identify anything I can.
Um,
I already have a hunch that it may be related to Fernia, and some confirmation on that would be great.
okay. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Arcana. 6.
Oh,
I will spend my inspiration.
please. Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah, instead 23 is a little better. You see that this is definitely a binding circle. And it, like, your initial estimate as you look over it, at how close are you willing to get to look at it? Probably not like walking on it. I feel like
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna like touch it. I just want to kind of get a feel for it before determining what the best course of action is.
You're not going the SpongeBob method. You don't need to lick the marble. Okay.
No.
Yeah. If you look over it, definitely a binding circle. And you can, like, as you watch, you can see like how the flow of energy is supposed to direct. It seems to go through these. They almost look like pipes, but you would guess they're solid, or maybe they're not. Maybe they have to be hollow to like channel energy. Who knows? Going out into the walls, and as you look, you're looking for some sign of the plane of fire. You don't actually see any of those. You do see some other signs actually tied to Eberron of all places, and that indicates that whatever it's binding is technically a native of the plane, which is a little surprising because the others you're certain are elementals, almost certainly summoned from elsewhere, summoned and bound. This one is not an outsider in the strictest sense. One sec here. Let me bring up Eberron.
Are there any visible Kyber dragon shards anywhere, or are they elsewhere?
I would say with that Arcana check, as you're looking over it, you don't see any in the circle, which is kind of frustrating. That's a key element in this is basic stuff. Like, you know how this works, and you're looking over it, and it's just frustrating because they should be here, and you just kind of let your eyes wander as you're thinking about this. They go over the obsidian, and you see something sparkle in the obsidian, and then your eyes travel further, and you see more sparkles. This and you have a bit of a moment of realization that isn't just obsidian. It seems like maybe they ground up or melted or otherwise infused Kyber dragon shards into glass or volcanic glass to make that material, whatever it is. Which is why it's so reactive to binding things, and it's probably also why they made as little of it at part of the building as possible, because even for giants at their height, this was probably expensive. You can't imagine how much that would cost in modern terms to like grind up Kyber dragon shards and add them to things.
Yeah, that's I mean, we see it with Sybaris dragon shards all the time in the maintenance of magical devices, but Kyber shards tend to be a bit more useful in their solid form. This is something alien to Corvair.
Very much. Yep.
So I'll look Bemi straight in the eyes and say, "Don't let anyone touch it."
Okay. He sweats a little from the prolonged eye contact.
You're okay, Bemmy.
Are you sure?
And
'Cause he seems pretty serious. He's
He
always
is all
serious.
bark, no bite.
Well, I ain't never seen him bite no one.
Right. So all bark, no bite.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
you said there was a big spell shard on the desk?
Yes, seems like it. Once again, big, but yeah, seems like a spell shard.
So yeah, I'll climb up and see if I can access its contents. If you have it in text form, I can just read it while you do stuff with the others.
As you go to access its contents, you hit something kind of surprising. This is done sometimes in Corvair, but it's usually pretty tricky, and it can ruin them, so most people don't bother with it. This one seems password locked as you try to access the contents. Now, interestingly enough, there are ways around that, because this is something people have been locking on Corvair. There's ways to get through that. You can, without knowing the password, doesn't really matter what arcane check you're going to get. That would negate the whole point of it being somewhat secure. But with a powerful enough magical charge, you can basically pry it open. Now that may corrupt some of the information or mess it up, but you could try and brute force this by spending a spell charge.
A spell slot, you mean?
Spell slot, yeah, sorry.
Okay, just want to make sure.
No, you're right.
Purser believes that it's definitely worth it, given the circumstances. There is something very wrong going on here, and any information is better than nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I will expend my last spell slot.
All right, and Purser, you get let's see.
Nothing. You get nothing.
You lose, sir. Good day.
Yeah, no,
You
it's,
fancy lifting drinks.
Guess what?
Okay.
Santa's got you up for Christmas.
if you'll look under player characters, you should see Agar Belur Journal now available.
Where?
In
Oh,
Roll20
I see.
player characters. Yep, it just should have
Yes.
just become available to you. And you
Yeah,
can read
I
it aloud
love-
to everyone if you want. Like, not allowed in character unless you want to, but like I could make it available to everyone to read, or you can parrot it out or whatever you want to do.
Right. Like I said, keep going with everyone else while I take a browse through this, and then we'll share it.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's at this point, Ruslan is happily like babbling on about how her estimate on the ruin is that it's younger than any other giant sites that they think they found. It might actually be a sign of like something continuing on after the shattering, as many of the giants tended to call it. And she's not certain because she hasn't been able to get any official records. But the fact that most of the footlockers outside, which she checked before she came in, near the beds, most of them were empty, but they all did have names on them. She says a lot of this shows signs of a orderly withdrawal. Who knows where, but these people must have chosen to leave or something. Or presumably someone cleaned it up. Why would they do that? But yeah, she's happy to just babble on about esoteric giant elements. And yeah, there's I would say Pickett, you hear in your head at this point, if you're doing the open link thing with Torid.
Yeah.
Please break the 5 symbols. I can get out and I can give you any information you want. I just would really like to be free of this place.
Why were you put here?
The creators of this place used us all to power things, and we were nothing but energy for them to harness. I
What
was
are
put in
you?
to guide their weapon.
Guide their weapon. What kind of weapon? And what are you?
I am what you would call a celestial, and it's a weapon that rises out of the roof.
Pickett looks at the others and puts all 4 hands to her head. And it's like, he is speaking to me.
What is it saying?
They want
Yeah.
out. They were celestial. They want us to break the 5 things to let them out because they were harnessed to power the weapon that is on the roof, and uses all 4 of her arms to point up. Very gesturing when she is speaking in their minds. like she's not quite sure that they still get it.
Yeah, it's Italian. It's all half physical speaking.
Yeah.
Half gestures.
And it's like they said that they've just been in here for a long time and that they were used to power that on the roof, and that they are some sort of celestial. And they just want out. And we must break those 5 things to let them out. Points at them.
Yes. The 5 arcane symbols built into the circle.
We gotta break all 5?
That's what he said. Or them. I don't know.
Purser,
Sounds like a he, but who knows with celestials.
Purser, are celestials bad?
The
No,
person's
they're not.
eyes like roll back forward from examining the contents of the book.
Yeah, he's been
They're
holding
not
this
bad,
shard like with his
usually.
eyes rolled up. Yeah.
They're not usually bad.
It depends on where exactly they're from, but according to the contents of this book, it is a phoenix.
Oh.
That's not a bad thing, necessarily.
What would you
Pick.
do if we let you out? To the mental link.
Would try and get home.
They just want to go home.
Ask where his
Pick.
house
Ask
is.
them how many are in there.
How many are in there?
It's just me and all these elementals. They don't talk much. They mostly scream at me.
They say just them and a bunch of elementals that don't talk much that they just scream at him.
Ask this creature, what happens when we release all of them? Because there are people who they may hurt if they go crazy.
What happens if we release all of them? Because they are people they might hurt if we let them out, and they might
Oh,
go
don't
crazy.
release the elementals. They should calm down with me being gone, frankly. There isn't much to them. None of them are all that complex. You can leave them. Just let me out, please.
We
So,
should leave the elementals. She'll just translate.
yeah.
Let me see if I can just link everybody. I'm just reading my telepathy really fast.
Not typically. I think you need the spell to do that.
There is a feat for Kalishtar, but yeah. Regardless,
Hmm.
we can hand wave it. You don't have to in person RP it unless that's fun.
Okay. Yeah. Just understand that that she is going to translate what he says to everyone.
Gotcha.
So, can it hear us, or does it have to speak through Pick?
Can you hear them?
Vaguely, they're like shadows. Only if they want something enough. I'm made to help people if they want things. It's what I do.
Translated.
So, Purser will hop down from the desk and say, "This place was settled by survivors of the ancient giant empire, and they may have escaped into one of the outer planes to survive the fall of their empire. They came back 10,000 years later and settled this place, binding
What? Yeah, Ross
many.
looks ecstatic. Sorry, go ahead.
Yep. They bound many elementals here, the final of which was a phoenix, which brought the city to full power. There isn't any mention of a weapon here, but many of the giants were driven mad later. Death and madness. The city lost their minds, murdering and killing each other. No indication of what caused that.
Huh.
Translates what he just said to the Phoenix and asked if he knows.
Here, that's well. I'm not a phoenix. There were many places that were settled by those giant folk, from what I was little able to get before they bound me. But this is not, well, it wasn't. I don't know what's left anymore, but it wasn't a city. This was a small outpost. I still remember feeling the frustration at everyone being assigned here. I couldn't speak with them because the bindings, most of them had keys, and the bindings kept it from getting bad, and none of them reached out like you did, Pick. But the no, I'm not a phoenix. I'm a higher being, here to help people. Phoenixes are, if I remember, they're grand elemental things, much more powerful than all the little vermin you see locked in here. I shouldn't call them that, but they're just so annoying. They've been screaming at me for I don't know how long.
Translates.
There are no higher beings to help us. Identify yourself.
I'm Torid. I don't know how else to explain that.
While Purser is being very confrontational, I'm just going to start casting Detect Magic.
There do be magic about.
Yeah.
Pickett does not say it out loud, but says, he's being very spicy. I'm sorry.
I'm ritually casting it, so
Okay, that's fair.
10 minutes from now, I will have it up.
Okay.
Bemmy's gonna sit down, crisscross applesauce, looking at these binding circle, and start eating something.
Help!
Tummy's rumbling.
Okay.
Ludger's going to join him. In between narrowing his eyes at the sheer sussiness of whatever's trapped inside of the like bound binding thing.
Hey, Lugger, you want to swap lunches? We can trade.
Sure.
Ludger doesn't need to eat anymore. Did he bring anything?
Yeah. He
Okay.
doesn't have to,
Be a
allegedly.
hobby. Superman
Yeah,
has the hobby.
but he still likes the taste of things.
See, there you go.
It helps him feel like the human that he totally is.
Right? Yeah, naturally. I'm not revealing anything. You spoiled that like 2 minutes into the first session. Okay. Um, but yeah. So yeah, what would you have to share with Benny? It's the most German food I can think of. I don't know, brats.
Uh, it's herbs worst,
Okay.
Oh
There you
God.
go. There you go,
but
Ben.
he does that, and considering all the elemental shit that's basically like super hot and crap, he uses it to make a combination of like camp tea and crushes his pellets of herbswurst to make a pea and bacon soup.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I would say
Yeah.
now you have the name for it. Purser could supply the name for this material. It's called blood glass. The blood glass is just below burning temperature at all times. So yeah, you could just put stuff on it. It's the ultimate hot plate.
I got some smoked fish.
Pickett holds out her hands. Like, give.
Give me.
Yeah. Ludger happily trades for the smoked fish. It's didn't get to see too much of that when he was on the front.
True.
Just
Is it?
shifts and holds her hands out to him instead.
Bemmy's gonna give her some fish.
There you.
He speaks hand gestures.
Yeah. It's one
She's
of his
just
proficiencies.
bounces excitedly and looks at him. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
That as well as some bread, which he comments is like, you should be grateful, Kinder. There's no sawdust in today's bread.
While this is happening, Pick, you do hear. Uh, are are you going to let me out, Pick? It's been a very long time. I really don't want to wait anymore.
Sorry, I was
What is your
distracted by
friend doing?
fish. 1 minute. I don't know. I was distracted by fish. 1 second. Looks at him. Are you gonna let him out? He wants out.
The person's just like stroking his chin in deep contemplation at the moment. So, it probably would not be for the best without knowing its true desires or origin.
He says he wants to go home. Should I ask where home is?
Yeah.
Home is here, as far as I can tell, which is deeply concerning.
Where is your home? Asking
Well,
in the mind.
I was in. I was originally. I spent a lot of time in the League territory, trying to help out people there. That's where I was first bound, and I was, I suppose, put in some kind of storage. I don't remember. It was just very dark for a long time. It was worse than this. There was nothing. And then, I awoke only to find myself in a new prison. I haven't been able to do anything in so long.
Relays that information and then asks, what kind of things would you want to do if you were free?
Help people. The same thing I was doing before they locked me up. Go out, find out what people wanted, help them get it. That's the same thing I've always done.
Do you charge them? Is it a deal?
No, of course not. Charge someone for
Can I do an
helping them,
insight?
Pick. Yeah.
I'm not very good at it, but I can try.
Ask how he helped people.
He's not lying. He helps people.
Yeah, but how?
So, Pick, tell it to tell you what precisely it is. If it is a
Can I-
celestial as it claims, it will know.
Can I also mind link with this thing?
Yeah, you
Do it.
What?
said, yeah, you could.
Cool. So here's the deal. We have a very, very skeptical and very ardent person. We need to know exactly what you are, exactly your nature. Don't just say celestial.
Who
Be
are
more
you?
specific. I'm one of
hello.
Pick's friends.
Hi, hello, Pick's friend. I'm Torid.
Nice to meet you, Torid. Good to speak with you. Hi, Pick.
Anyone who's not screaming, please don't start screaming.
That would be rude.
Yes, it's all the elementals do.
So specifically, don't just say I am a celestial. Say what you are.
I've been called an angel before. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I've been called an angel. As far as not a battle angel, or well, they called it. That's not really what I am, but that's what they've called me. No, I'm an angel of desires and wishes. I go out at compassion. Yes, there it is. That's what I come out to help.
I
That's
will
how I
relay
feel
this.
what everyone wants.
We relay this information to the rest of the group.
Seems nice.
I would
Is-
like to try something.
Is this creature being truthful about its true nature?
You could give me an insight check if you wanted.
24.
Oh yeah, girl.
Yeah, it seems to be truthful as far as you can tell.
I don't think it's lying.
Probably a better liar than we are, detector.
So, Purser will reach into his the neck of his shirt and pull out a symbol of the silver flame. And I would like to channel divinity at the binding sigil and see if it either recognizes the energy or reacts negatively to it.
Okay. This could be Arcana or religion. It's up to you. Just to really force it. Oh, I see. It's an effect. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Creature fails saving throw. Turn.
Yeah, I'm expending my channel divinity.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
The raw power of the flame.
The flame commands you. Yeah.
If it's a native celestial, it will recognize that in kind. If it is a native fiend, it will not like it.
Okay. Well, let's.
I hope.
We hope. Okay. Yeah, both Pick and Stalis, you hear. What is your friend doing? There's something poking at me?
I don't know.
I don't know. That happened
Both of
in
them?
character.
He's holding his amulet out, and there's a gout of silver flame washing over the sigil.
Looks like he's pointing silver fire at it.
We don't know
Bemmy's just-
why. He didn't consult us before he started.
Bemmy's just nudging Ludger and pointing, going, "Oh, look at that."
Ironically, Ludger might be the only one that actually recognizes what he's doing.
I mean, theoretically, Stalis could also. I mean, you recognize that it's a silver flame thing, at least, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know that, but it's also what
Ludger.
in the stars are you doing?
Is trick.
I just want to clarify, is Ludger undead?
Mechanically, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure. I didn't want to see him just turn and run away from me.
That was that
A discussion.
was yeah, that was a discussion, and steps were taken to ensure party compatibility
Okay.
amongst story reasons.
Yeah.
Well,
If
yeah,
you
they-
did
yeah.
turn and run, Purser would have hunted you down.
I would.
I'm the good guy. Just gonna kill somebody randomly.
Yeah.
You're the good guy.
Yeah, that's always how
I
it
guess
works.
turn undead and undead run. That's as much info as Purser needs. But yes.
Exactly.
So I'll turn to Pick and ask, any reaction from the creature?
He asked why you were poking at him. They asked why you were poking at it.
Sounds like heresy.
It didn't seem in pain. If that's what you're
Remember,
trying.
if a creature turns and runs, it's an undead. If a creature doesn't turn and run, it's a well-disciplined undead.
Well, it's not a fiend. You know that.
Perhaps so. Maybe we should release it.
Okay, so how do we break these seals down?
Oh, simple enough. I assume it's simple enough from the perspective of a wizard.
Yeah, like it's
Thought
simple
you were
enough. Actually,
paladin.
by everyone's perspective, it's you literally smash the seals. Like you wizard wise, you could carefully like pop the seals and basically pull them out and like preserve it to use it again. But the
Oh,
simplest thing he's asking them to do is just smash them, please. He doesn't seem
Yeah,
to respect you guys' abilities to do it without smashing them.
Would
if
that not
possible, I'd like to do it
release-
without destroying it.
Yeah,
was gonna
wouldn't
say-
that release be 9 gajillion other elementals in there if we just smashed it?
Before I answer, go ahead, Bonnie.
That's what I was gonna ask too. Is would that not release everyone if we smooshed it?
No, they're bound elsewhere. The things the elementals, little shrieking monsters. They're bound downstairs. Remember, I told you that you could smash them, not to, because then I couldn't get out, and none of us could because the doors wouldn't work. Remember?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
sounds fairly
Relays.
desperate to tell. Like
Relays the information.
Pick relaying this does not portray the level of panic that he sounds. That she was his voice.
Got it.
She's like very upset, but says it with enthusiasm.
In any case, binding is somewhat counterintuitive, where the smallest creatures need the largest holes to escape, whereas the stronger entities require the strongest bindings. If I open a small hole, it may become weak enough for the thing to escape.
There you go. She slaps your shoulder. You got this. You got it. I believe in you.
I convey what to Pick's understanding what he said. She tries to
Yes,
repeat it exactly.
No, I can feel his enthusiasm for the arcane. No, that's exactly right. Your friend has quite a head on his shoulders. That's good. That's exactly it. If
He
you're
compliments
you a
lot.
let me out.
Any other concerns before I do this, of all people?
You promise you won't hurt us or the people who live here, right?
No, I just want to get out. If
Yeah,
you want, I won't even help the people here. I'll go back to the mainland. I'm sure there's people who need help there. It sounded like things had gone terrible.
No.
Helping welcome.
Seeing that like that things about the stuff's about to go down, Ludger does like get up from his lunch break and ready his crossbow.
Yeah, fair
Pick will get up in this stone chair and use it as a shield.
Okay, yeah, you could flutter up there, no problem. Stone chairs do be big.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Spread
join
out.
Pick.
Yeah, spread out, kinder.
You need any help, Purser?
So on that note, Purser, you wouldn't normally, because it's just a matter of like carefully blocking the energy flow and then taking out the key element and letting it go again. But you're not confident that the stone discs these are inscribed on are light enough for you to pull. You actually do need someone's help.
If you're confident enough to not make things worse, then yes.
Okay. These pretty heavy. They look pretty heavy. Hey, Lugger. I think this is gonna be a more than one person lift.
Luger sighs before like stepping forward to help.
Rosalind is watching all this like very fascinated, but
Rosalind, come here.
she's still like she's happy to go over here and start looking through. You verified what she thought, so she's pretty content to just let you handle this. Like you verified all the theories, or at least most of the theories she was building up about the place. So that's a win no matter what happens here, as far as she's concerned. And yeah, Purser, I will need, we'll say one Arcana check flat initially, and if you get it, if you're able to pull it off without any issues, then the rest are at advantage. You need to do
You
one
have
for each seal.
guidance on this first one.
Excellent.
All right, look at that, and roll a d4. Okay,
It's
21.
21.
Still pretty darn good.
Blackjack.
Yeah, you're able. The runes themselves are unfamiliar with you, but the pattern. There's only so many ways to build a wheel, so to speak. So the pattern needed for this, you're able to see. All right, so I don't know which is actually the on-off switch for the circuit, but if it's a circuit, the energy needs to flow here and here. So you're
Yeah.
able to carefully, basically, block those off, and then have Bemi and Ludger, both of you can do an athletics, or one of you can with advantage.
I like the advantage idea. What is your athletics? I get a
I
plus
get a-
2.
I get a +3.
Okay.
I won.
Also, I would just want to add, if it starts maniacally laughing so that everyone can hear, I'm going to do everything I can to reverse the process.
Hey, that's fair.
Purser's being very careful about this.
That is fair. Yeah.
It is appreciated.
Okay, so 20.
Okay. Yeah, with a 20, you're able to haul this up once it stops glowing. That's pretty simple instructions. And then Purser, you let the energy flow again, and it just goes around the empty spot. The whole circle glows a little less brightly. And another Arcana check, this time with advantage, because now you know what you're doing.
Okay. 23.
Yeah. Next one, same thing. Another athletics check.
One moment. Roll 20 is taking forever to load. Here we go.
I don't know why. With forever to load with a map this size, that's ridiculous. Yeah, so 16. This one's a little harder. It catches as you do the initial haul up. These things are at least like 120 pounds each. But yeah, you're able to sort of like haul it up with a and then just kind of like half throw it to the side. It doesn't crack, but it does like wobble a little bit when you put it down. And yeah, another one. And rather than have you go through all of them, I would say like I'm not, unless you want to keep rolling. I think we're solid here. You're able to go around and just mimic that every time, and I will say you don't even break any of them. These are all ready to be put back in place if you want to, for whatever reason, lock something else in here. You would probably need to study how it activates properly before that. Maybe learn Giant, but beyond that,
But it's very handy to have what is essentially an enormous Kyber Dragon Shard.
Yeah, basically. And yeah, as the last one comes out, the circle completely goes like it was a real faint red, completely stops glowing, and there's just that silence that's been in this place for thousands, tens of thousands of years returns for a moment, and then with a burst of light, a figure comes out of the center of the circle. And I will put the image up. And there's no maniacal.
Now we get to know if we did a good thing or a bad thing.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, let's see here.
Oh, maybe we did a good thing.
Oh, there's. Yeah, Torid comes out and looks around and says, "Oh, gosh, I'm out. I didn't think I didn't think it would actually happen. Thank you. He seems to be like half crying. He's let's see here.
Picket's going to get up and
Yeah,
fly over there.
there's just like I said, just a joyous yell. A winged figure in golden armor is, he has, kind of looks like a handsome humanish man, maybe elf, hard to tell. But his wings are beating gently, much less than it would take for him to hover there, and says, "Now I'll go. I remember you said you wanted me to go. I'll go.
To go, if you are going to help. We just did not want you to be mean.
I could
You're
help
very
you too
pretty
if
to
you
look
want me
at.
to. Uh, Thank you. That's part of helping people, I think.
Tilt's head. Do we want him to stay and help? Looks at everybody else.
Sure.
Can he talk now, or is it still mental?
He's talking aloud, yeah.
Good. She puts all 4 arms up.
All of
Yay!
you, he has
Yeet.
like, if you were to use like machines to tune like a music box, his voice is just pleasant to listen
Perfect.
to. Perfect.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Now that he's standing in front of me, well, floating in front of me,
Yeah.
is it more obvious that he is what he says he is?
He looks pretty angelic. Like that's what you've heard about. Ignore the halo. He does not have a halo, but
Oh.
it's the
I was
closest
about
thing I
to
can
say,
find to the image.
but he's got wings and a halo, man. Like,
He also doesn't have a sword, or shield. That's just the closest thing to what I could get.
Insight check.
Sure.
well, hello.
Hello, Bemmy.
Wait a minute. How
Now that
did
I'm
you
free, I
know?
can actually feel all of you, and Rosalind, thank you, thank you for this. I didn't think that I would actually get out. It's been
How long
so
have you been
long.
here?
I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't really see. I could only feel the parts of the building I was allowed to feel. I was just the control and the targeting and some of the power for that weapon that they put on the roof.
Pickett looks really sad and then offers him some of the fish.
Oh, I don't need to eat. But you enjoy it, Pick. I can tell you enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Nods, stuffs more in her face.
To answer the question, I believe about 40,000 years. Give or
Oh,
take.
that's so long. Oh, well, that's not good. I don't know what I'll be able to do to help, but I'll try. I'll have to look to see wonder if I can get back to the old capital. That's where I was originally helping people before they captured me. And he
The
I
seems
don't
to
know
like.
capital with
if it's still.
giants?
So two things. Who was the other one besides Pick? Sorry, I heard Pick.
I don't know if the old capital's still there.
This is an abandoned area of Zendrick right now, my friend.
Right, that's what they
Well,
called it. It's the
we're
land of giants.
I don't think there are any giants on this island.
It doesn't here no more.
More Sakai. I need to go back to more Sakai and try and help there. That's where I need to go. And
What is
I'm
more
remembering so
Sakai?
much.
I can catch you up a little of what I know.
Thank you, Pick, but I shouldn't dawdle. I really should be going. Unless you want me to stay here and help your folk, I should go.
No, do what you want to do, but feel free to visit again.
Can you
Thank
travel
you. I
quickly?
will. Yes, I can fly. I'm very quick.
Maybe
I don't
come
need to
back and
stop to
tell us how
sleep
you're
or eat.
doing in some time.
I will. I'll come back someday. I just need to go to Morsakai and see if I can find out what happened.
Whoa.
Be very safe. I've never seen anybody that looks like you before, and some people are very mean.
They are, and I hate that. Goodbye. And he flies away very
Be
quickly.
safe. You're awful nice.
Does that mean the door's open?
The doors are open.
Looks to the woman we were here to rescue. I did not think we were going to get a person out of here.
Well, I was here, but I
Well,
suppose I didn't
like
need to
other
go.
person. Like
Oh, well, that's fair.
2 people. Many more people.
Oh,
Just one.
it's all
Didn't know if you
it's-
were
it's
alive
all right,
either.
dear. She rubs your head around your feelings. That's all right, dear. I understood what you meant. And yeah,
Let's get you
she's
back to the
actually
town.
quite happy to stay in here unless you guys insist she leaves. She kind of wants to stay and just keep researching. But you also see that she looks a little thin, like maybe she hasn't been eating much.
Let's get you back to the settlement.
Hmm? Oh, I suppose. How long has it been?
3
Days.
days?
It's only been about a day.
Oh,
Wow. Well, it only felt like a few hours. Sure, I suppose.
onwards.
Yeah, and she's uh happy to lead you guys out.
Is there anything tiny that I can take from this table?
Bits of one of the one of the what looks like alchemical pieces tipped over and shattered. There's small shards of crystalline glass.
Take a piece of that looks neat. Tuck
What
it
were
in
you
a
saying,
pouch.
Purser?
I assume the spell shard is medium size since it's suitable for a huge size creature. How heavy is it?
It actually does shrink down. Like the moment you
Oh,
basically broke through the security measures, it shrunk down.
awesome! I will take that.
It is a magic item. And as I wrote at the bottom of it, the
Mhm.
there is more stuff you could get in it, but you could also basically think of it like a computer, like a Word doc or something. Like you can make new places to put your own stuff, but
Right.
the old stuff is still in there unless you deliberately delete it.
Also, it says there's some spells in there. What
There are.
spells are there?
Here's the fun thing. They are the spells that are wizard spells that you want them to be. Like of the appropriate level. I should have put, but I think I put level.
You did. It was just level, so I wasn't sure if it was anything specific.
Yeah, exactly. You pick what you want for your character. That's what they are.
And of all things, a battle master maneuver.
And a battle master maneuver. Yes. It isn't an artifact maneuver, but it is a maneuver. You're playing a battle master, or if someone was playing like a rune knight fighter, there are things to unlock here in Zendrick that can empower you further. One of those is that battle master maneuver in there.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
That might be worth me taking the battle master feat.
Accessing that actually gives you as well as text, but just a brief image of think of it like an illustrated book of so foot goes here, body position to X. It's basically a step-by-step guide of how to do the maneuver. Think of it like a martial arts little pamphlet.
Mm-hmm.
Out
Yeah.
of curiosity,
Mhm.
is that something that gets burnt up the second he learns it, or is that something that I could theoretically learn when
You
I
could
get
learn, not a
my
problem.
okay?
Yeah, that's
And
that's
is that in
entirely.
addition to the ones I'm organically learning, or is that just a
It would need to replace one of them. It's another option. There, without revealing too much, there are artifact techniques that are made exclusively for giants. These were made for the drow slaves, so that's why it doesn't strain your bodies too much to do it. There are artifact maneuvers that have huge effects, but you can use them exactly once before it burns out your body from using it. It doesn't kill you, but you can never use it again. They're basically like oh shit buttons, where it's worth burning something that you'll never be able to perform again. So,
also, I don't appreciate the use of the S word. We like to use prisoners with jobs.
and yet, let's see. Okay, and I'll put the maneuver up for anyone who wants to see it. Because I assume, as purser, I assume you're keeping the rest of the shard's contents to yourself.
I will share the journal contents.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just once we're not in danger or anything.
Yeah, I gotcha. Then I will share that really. And pick. There we go.
He has a wonderful reading voice.
So all of you can see the journal, and at the bottom of the journal stuff is the maneuver. But yeah, you guys can head downstairs, back through the rooms that you kind of raced through before, or you could head up to the roof from here. The doors open cleanly with the key that that Rosalind has.
You want to look at the weapon on the roof, or we already looked at it enough?
Up to you guys.
I am certainly curious to see it.
Okay. There's no screaming insanity at you right now. Nothing's attacked you since then. Let me pick. I think the only people who aren't here are Luker and Purser. And Purser, which let me remove the door. There you go. Yeah, that melts away, revealing as you guys walk out of it. So yeah, you all come out from here, and you don't see anything here that would indicate a weapon. There's this circle over here, but that's your initial estimate called out as a trigger.
I suppose this is when I make some rolls.
You could, yeah. It's I would say investigation, or Arcana. Yeah, you could either one. It's up to you.
Yeah. I think I'm equally good at both. Nope, I don't. I do have investigation. We'll do Arcana. I like Arcana. I'm a wizard.
I thought you were a paladin.
Yeah, I am a paladin. What are you talking about?
Totally. That's why I got another 6. You're definitely, you think their initial estimate was right on. This is definitely some kind of magic trigger. Who knows for what?
It's giant magic. I can't just look at it and tell what it's doing.
I wonder why they were using a celestial of some kind for this. It's interesting.
Well, at the core of magic, there is no real distinction between different entities. They're power.
Yeah.
Celestials seem pretty strong to me.
Does anybody else want to do investigation or Arcana check, or are you guys content to, Percy says it is, it is?
Pickett has no idea, but
I'm
she
not
will poke
good
at it.
Either of those things.
I mean, Purser wasn't sure. He's just like, it's giant magic.
Yeah,
I can't tell what it's doing.
So, nice.
She's good at getting into things.
Yeah. So pick. We'll say 2 things because there's multiple things. Pick. You flutter over here, and is this okay to touch on? It's hot. Like it goes all the way down, and you look in, and you think you see through the flashes of like reddish light that are still there. You see something. It's like looking in the water when the water's real deep. You think you see something down there in the glass, or in the blood something. He called it blood glass. Something in the blood glass. And remember, that wall goes down 3 floors, or 2 floors.
Tries to project the image aggressively to Purser.
It looks like the snout of it looks like sort of almost like the neck of some of them fish dinosaurs. Almost looks like the neck of that, but like its mouth is open.
Tries to project all of those images and then shares them with everyone else too. But is just flitting around in a circle, like trying to get a good angle on it, like, ooh, there's something in there, and very excitedly like pointing down and then looking at them enthusiastically, like,
Yeah. And while you're doing that, Satalis, you aren't able to get too much more from the trigger because that's where you're convinced there's something here. But you do see that there is a sigil as part of the binding that you're not you don't recognize it, but it definitely you swear you've seen it somewhere. And one sec here. It is it's a certain sigil, but you don't know what it is. You found it though. You could show it off. You could just carefully tuck it
Yeah.
away, whatever you want to
I will look at it and I can pick it up.
do. No, it's carved into the circle, but it's like you didn't notice it before. It was just part of the formula. But hey, this one repeats a lot. What's this symbol? That
I
type of
point
thing.
at it. I speak giant, if that helps.
It doesn't too much here because it's a name as opposed to a proper word. But
I point at it.
okay. Purser, no check needed. You recognize what this is the symbol of.
Is it the windmill of friendship?
Was that a? Do I need to say bless you?
That's bad.
Which is
It
what? Could you be
Last
more
person
specific?
throwing up.
it seems
No,
to be
it
tied
is
to.
the
So
windmill of
Purser
friendship.
is he's gone pure, like seeing a ghost, pure white,
It feels like
shaking, terrified.
whatever was in
Purser.
there was tied to this, is what you're seeing.
To what?
Pickett is looking at him like he's going to explain this, and then enthusiastically pointing down, and then motioning to him like
Come look, come look.
it's like
Dinosaur
asking
head.
Google at this point. She just
Purser, I beg of you, please take a deep breath and use your words.
Flame, protect us. We've made a terrible mistake.
Okay, you need to be slightly more specific.
A demon. One of the great overlords bound at the beginning of time.
So to be clear, this it wasn't an overlord you released. This was just that was a fiend tied to this.
Yeah.
Overlord. Yeah.
What? Purser, what does this say?
Yeah, looking at this, it seems like that fiend was used basically as a targeting mechanism for whatever this goes to.
Karna Reva.
point.
So that's not one of the canon ones. Is that something that Purser knows about? Any details about this overlord?
Yes.
What does he do?
She is one of the only overlords to share Zendrick with Skinnerot, I believe it's pronounced.
Sekinarot.
Sakinarot, yeah. She is basically she was an overlord supposedly of unrestricted desire. And there was a lot. The infernal desire is the nickname for it, or the burning desire, and she actually bound herself to the other overlord as quote unquote a queen. She using those pronouns doesn't really matter much with overlords, but regardless, she was theoretically submissive to the other overlord, but it basically allowed her to exist with that one in some unity element. But yeah, not much is known. She's not really a common thing on Korover, and thus kind of a distant threat.
Just like the kind of thing that you read about in really dry, arcane histories.
Yeah, like overlords on other continents, basically, perusing through. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What really caught your eye was the overlord element, and then you're like, what's that infernal mean? Right, it means a proper name, part of Overlord X type thing. Because all in traditional Infernal, it doesn't say of Overlord, it's part of. They're all signified as if they're part of the Overlord itself. All of their minions.
I was a fool. We have to fix this.
It's broken.
We have to undo what I've done.
Which is
Whoa.
That thing cannot be allowed to roam free.
What? What?
Purser. You don't command us. We don't work for you. We are a
I-
team. You have to explain yourself in clear and concise ways for us to understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. Just points. It's
What she said. Yeah.
What she said.
Yeah, that's fair.
That
Picking's still
entity
looking-
that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Picking's still looking down the hole and just processing what he said,
Nice.
and then being like, "It's probably a really bad time to ask if that means this is not for petting."
Inspiration
Yeah.
pick.
That thing that I released is a herald of the great evil. One of the great evils. As I said, one of the demons bound at the beginning of time. This was a servant of that thing. There's no telling what it will be doing now that it's free.
well,
Well,
we know
at
where
least
he's
it's
gonna
not
go.
staying here.
I'm not sure if here is any safer from wherever it went. If it tries to free its master, it'd be the end of the world.
Mm.
I think that some more research is needed.
I thought we did a good thing,
We did do a good thing.
but it sounds like we did a bad thing.
We did the best thing we could have done with the information we had available at the time.
But that could have still been bad.
I knew I shouldn't have done it. I was tricked.
It's okay.
They're
Well,
very
we can't-
tricky.
We
What
can't
are you
not.
looking at, Pick?
I want to pet it.
Don't
What is
touch
it?
it, Pick.
I don't know. It looks like some sort of thing for petting. It has a
So-
face.
If you
What
guys go
face?
over and look down into the blood glass, seeing her point it out, it's still pretty hazy. But this looks like the muzzle of someone for those of you with a bit more a less dinosaur related focus. This looks like the muzzle of like the more complex magical crossbows you've seen, or it's hard to see too much of it, but whatever it is big enough to take up, like, let me get the thing here. Line broadcast takes up most of this space, and it seems to be something that, like, as you're looking at this and she's all excited, and it occurs to you what blood glass seems to do, which is it's very malleable when you want it to be. Whatever it's there, they literally store the weapon in the blood glass, and then when they want it to activate, it turns liquid hot, and whatever the weapon is rises out of it, and it's then on the roof and can be fired.
Oh,
That is not something to pet, it's a weapon.
A very big one.
But it's
Yeah.
very interesting to look at. You can come back and look at it, but don't touch it.
Don't
She'd
touch
have to
it.
activate the blood glass to get through it anyways. It's deep down there.
Puts all like folds her hands together, like indicating like a kid at the store, like I'm not gonna touch it.
Fair enough. But yeah, is there anything else you guys wanted to explore a boot before you head on out?
No, I think
Um,
we should. We've all had a very long day. It is
Exciting.
time for a nap.
It's like it's almost noon. Yeah, it's definitely about midday.
definitely
Pick will
bedtime
go
for
over
me.
to Purser and pat him on the back a little bit,
Flutter up
like
to pat him on.
I
yeah, yep.
I will say, Purser, the best thing we can do is learn more about this particular entity, its weaknesses, and be prepared for if and when we run across it again.
Maybe you should tell your tribe leaders that you let it out. That not you let it out, we let it out. I don't think it's your fault. I think we all did it.
I suppose I should.
Onward. Back to the thing. Back to the village.
Are all the doors open now in this place?
No, but they can be opened with just a waving of the key, which the archaeologist was content to stay down there and continue looking through the the foot lockers, like trying to inscribe all the names. And she just told you to knock on the blood glass again when you wanted to come down, and she'd open it.
About to say we could look through the rest of the place, see if we can't find anything
could.
shiny.
Yeah, you guys did
Yes,
kind of
do
run
that.
through it.
Yes.
Okay, well, let me grab your friend there. Put her with you. There we go. And yeah, if you guys want to peruse the area, you can. Let me bring up the thing.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, Purser's like despondent at this point. If anyone asks him direct questions, he'll answer, but he's just shuffling along behind everyone else.
Purser,
Oh.
it's an honest mistake.
I knew I should.
Sure.
Diaz Vault always ask questions, never. The lesson here is never trust anyone. Yeah,
Exactly. Like he knew better.
Meanwhile, Ludger is just vibing, figuring that like someone who's way more powerful than us will deal with it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever
I've
it
heard
was.
about this Motley Misfits or Rabid
They-
Badgers or whatever they're called.
If they were on the continent, they would
I
try.
heard there's this magical girl idol. I'm sure she will kick its ass.
No, she is not in this world. There are barriers to prevent interplanar travel with Eberron. That is not canon. No Forgotten Realms filth touches this. All right. So,
Hey, Purser, what's anime? I'm sorry.
no.
Well,
All right.
so I will console Purser to a certain extent. Purser, it was an honest mistake. We had no reason not to believe this creature. It's not your fault.
I did.
Well, you could sit here and keep whinging and moaning and beating yourself up about it, or we could, maybe in the meantime just forgive ourselves a little bit, look around for some stuff, head back home, get something to eat, and then we could always try to fix this mistake later on down the road, because right now we are not able to do that.
Ima always says, forgive yourself when you do wrong, unless it's wrong to her. And then you should tell her for that.
That's pretty on point.
That person will just nod.
Okay. So rather than make you like go here and I'll read the description, I will simply say that you do find that this has like an armory, an area where armor was stored. Most of it is empty, but you do find, let's see, what seems to be some kind of strange, like really light brass, worked into a half plate that weighs half of what it should, and it shrinks down when you touch it.
Ooh, what kind of is it? Half plate?
It is half plate, and it seems to be made of some kind of brass, but you won't know without some kind of history check from someone who knows. You know what? I'm just gonna say your archaeologist says it's fire brass. There you go. You have her with you now.
Hey, this would look real pretty on you.
And there was a chunk of
On who?
I think that was on me. But in case it wasn't, I think it's on
It was.
Stella.
It
No,
was
he
on.
said it.
Silly. This would look really pretty on you.
Yeah, there you go.
She kind of like holds like the chainmail up to her. Does it really? Does it match me?
Well, yeah, compared to the chainmail, it is a lot fancier looking than the chainmail you have. Like, this half
Nice.
plate is a apparently fire brass, which is just looks like finely worked brass that's really light, and it has a like currently cold or at least like room temperature and not glowing chunk of blood glass embedded in the very center of the breastplate.
I'll pick it up and take it. I
I mean,
guess
there's only
I'm gonna.
two people in the there's only like 2 people in the party who can even probably even fucking use it, and that's me
It's
and her.
medium.
Yeah.
It's medium
So-
armor.
It
So
is, yeah.
what's
Oh,
it called?
I
Fire plate.
thought you said it was half plate.
It is, yeah.
Half plate is medium armor.
Yep. It is.
It
It is
is?
a.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fire brass half plate.
Wait,
Do you want it?
I mean, you could probably use it more because you're, the closest thing we have to a frontliner. So
I'm a front. What?
Congrats!
Sure.
You're being
have you
promoted.
seen? Have you? Yeah, you're 18 only.
Ha-
So let me put this in.
Oh my god. They think I'm a frontliner.
it's
Adorable.
either you or me, and neither are good options.
Wait a minute.
Shoot arrows.
So does Ludger. All right. So,
Yeah.
We shoot
My main
arrows.
weapon is a crossbow.
But you well, you also kind of stab things with it too.
What did you say the
Are there
properties of fire brass were?
so out of character, it's very much like mithril. It's just
Oh, okay.
weighs half. Is
Ooh.
magical in the sense that it shrinks, but at the moment doesn't
Ooh.
require attunement.
Ooh. Okay. So
mean-
I'll pull a mithril half plate to put in my
Yes.
inventory.
Exactly.
Because, yeah, I wouldn't mind taking it because I only have leather armor right now. But
Well, then take it.
Either
Any
way,
of us would love to take it.
all right,
People, if you want something, say you want it. I want it, but if you are wearing leather armor, I already am wearing scale mail, so take it.
Okay, so you have that. And looking through the armory, you do find a bunch of more fire brass weapons, but interestingly enough, they're all tipped or have the blades made of blood glass, which
Interesting.
is like if you have brass or some type of metal, why would you bother with obsidian? Basically, like it's glorified obsidian. It's cool, but it seems a little counterintuitive. But yeah.
I mean, we'll carry what we can out because I'm sure someone, if we can't use all of the weapons, someone at the settlement can.
And, hang on one. There you go. So yeah, these are what you find in the armory. Blood glass tipped weapons, 1+1 spear, 1+1 short sword, +1 rapier, and 1 fire brass shield.
What is the difference between a regular shield and a fire brass shield?
One weighs a lot less.
I'm gonna take the fire brass shield, and that is not an option. Like, it's mine.
Mine. That's fair. I don't think
You
anyone
got
else
you
would
got
have
the
these.
magical fire brass shield, and it is 3 pounds versus 6.
And interestingly enough, these are like these are weird. If anybody wants, they could give me an Arcana check while looking at it.
Sure. Oh. I'm feeling very smart today, guys.
I are smart. Yeah, these feel almost incomplete, and you're not sure why. Like there's no missing parts. It's just they're fairly simple, but they just feel like they just don't feel like they have a lot of charge. Everything lie down, will sink. Okay, that's fair.
I will
What is
say that thought out loud. Like, these are not finished somehow.
All right. Oh wow. Okay. So pick. You find while you're rooting through things like
I mean,
sink.
everyone's looking through important stuff, and she's sticking her hand down the sink like she's just like, there might be some neat stuff in here.
So you do
Look up there,
find
guys.
in one of the giant size sinks, which is like less stick your hand down and more like stick your
Climb
torso
into it.
down. Yeah, climb into. You guys do hear echoing little excited squeaks as you find something big and heavy down in there that looks kind of shiny. It's hard to tell in like without the ability to see color, but it looks and feels like some kind of metal.
That's really exciting. She attempts to drag it out, squeaking the whole time.
Give me an athletics check as you do so.
Oh no.
Yeah. All for the shiny.
So
Oh god.
more moth squeaking. There is like that gets louder and louder as it comes out of the pipe, which just went more or less straight down. There's a slight curve to it, but Pick, you are
No.
able to haul out a giant-sized, looks like silver necklace. So it, like links the size of your hands of silver. Make up a pretty good, a pretty hefty necklace. Which we'll say the value of it is easily 500 gold just for the silver. Probably get double that if you pawn it to like
She
a
attempts
collector.
to adorn it before going out to present it.
Like attempting to adorn it, you were flying before. It
I
immediately,
can't
it's like
fly.
tying an anchor around your neck. Like you immediately start plummeting to the ground.
Oh no, Pick!
Like
I'm
it was one
running.
of those. How is she holding that in the air? And then she tries to put it on, and it just right head over heels, just straight down, strikes the ground.
I'm running towards her.
Real quick, besides it weighing half as much, is there any other benefits to the fire breastplate?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Do.
It looks pretty.
It does. It looks very ornate. And yeah, you guys are free to do as you will.
Are you all right? Like I doubt I got there in time, but
Oh no, there was a thud.
are you all right? Pick?
It's in the sink. She's thrilled. She's maybe not able to get up right now, but she's thrilled. She's like,
What?
this I find the sink.
What is that?
It looks expensive.
Well,
It's
it's
a
Lots of
very
very
big
silver.
necklace. Like think jump rope sized, basically necklace. Like
do you
that's the
need
size of
help carrying it?
it.
She'll attempt to pick it up
Now that the
again.
adrenaline's weared off, it is
Yeah,
hard.
yeah, and she'll like strain aggressively and then nod in defeat and
Okay.
drop it.
This you found it. It's yours, I guess. Unless you there's no real place to kind of turn it in for cash. Not that that really has much meaning here right now. So
Yeah, exactly. You're like in a,
we're gonna put this in your tent or where your nest. You have a nest. We'll put it in your nest.
Ooh.
Let's do that before we go back to the village.
That's a good idea. People like silver.
Yeah, and it's hers, so
Yeah. Yeah.
let's
got
do
that
that.
were creature problem solved if anything comes up.
Well, if that happens, then yes, we will come back to the necklace.
I
Don't
grind
forget
it
you
up
have
into
that.
powder and drop it on them. Alignment change, but yes, they die. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, if you guys leave, I assume you head back to. Do you want to head to tell the governess Magdalora about this, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
I
gonna be
think
honest. We're gonna
yeah.
drop this off in Pick's nest before other
first?
people
Yeah.
see it.
Okay. I mean, that's totally fair. Um, yeah, she's ecstatic to see Roslyn. For her part just seems kind of a little bit huffy that you made her leave, because like,
You,
what's the big deal? She wasn't attacked in there. If you have the key, it's fine. Uh,
you still have to prove that you're still here.
well, I mean, yeah, fine. And yeah, she goes with you. And yeah, she just from the bit that she's let go, like you get the feeling if you're ever puzzled by the history of, deep giant lore type thing, she will at least have the conventional beliefs that the academic circles in Corovir have. So she may have some hilarious inaccuracies,
Misconceptions.
yeah, in what she believes, but by and large, she's going to be able to give you at least an idea of what some people in a foreign land think about so and so. So that might help. But anyways, yeah, you go back and Magdalore is just very happy to, like, a little bit surprised and very happy to see Rosalind alive, and just flat out tells her in like her best firm voice to wait outside the tent while she talks to the rest of you. You get the feeling she wants to scold her, and then she gives all of you 100 gold pieces. Or no, wait, total. She gives you total 100 gold pieces, uh, 1 potion of healing, and 1 potion of spider climbing.
Each of us?
One. So like
Oh,
100
okay.
gold for the party, 1 potion of
Okay.
healing, 1 standard potion of healing, and 1 potion of spider climbing.
Just gonna
I
add
like to
20.
climb things.
You can have it.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
the best
useful.
day ever. This is the best day ever.
Meanwhile, Purser's still silently sobbing.
Purser, I give him his gold and stop it.
You're making us look. You're gonna make us look uncool in front of the governors. But yeah. Do you guys tell her about, like, maybe accidentally releasing some kind of fiend?
Yes.
Or okay, all right.
I will say we released a creature that portrayed itself as a celestial of some sort. They even look like a celestial of some sort. Current theory, they were not a celestial of some sort. Purser seems pretty convinced, as you can see, but again,
I released it.
we
We all
released it.
pick together.
Okay, first
Well,
of all, I just gotta say, I know you can't lift those stones by your lonesome, so you need to stop.
yeah, she's absorbing the info, like, a little bit shocked, and says, "Well, is it
It left.
whatever it was? It left? Okay.
It
Well,
left.
that could be a lot worse if it's not an immediate danger to the settlement. We'll have to hope that's
Yeah,
enough."
it said it was looking for a specific place that, is on Zendrick itself, so that might not be our problem for a while.
Wow. All right. Well,
But that just means we need to finish both temples even sooner, right?
both. We don't have the resources for 2 yet. But sure. Anyways, enjoy your reward, and enjoy your reward. Just kind of like trying to address it without addressing it. She doesn't. You definitely get the feeling she doesn't want to deal with this. Like, you got the
Neither do
archaeologist back.
we. To be fair, neither do we.
I get that, but that's kind of her. Like, you get the impression she's like, well, you got Rosalind back, and whatever it was, it left. All right. Good job. Here's your reward. And if you need anything in the future, feel free to come to my tent until I have something a little better.
Sounds good.
May I ask a cultural question of the area? How much has gold played a factor in Pikacha's life, or like this kind of currency exchange?
So currency exchange in Pikacha's life, and largely the tribal drow that live here, is one of those kind of obnoxious metals that's really commonly found around ruins. It weighs a lot. You can't use it for much because it's really soft. And it's shiny.
Kind of neat, yeah.
Yeah, like, coinage is not something like, now when you visited the Firebinder drow of the ruin near the volcano, they use coinage, but it's a very closed system, and yeah, that's about the only time you've seen stuff like this. Coin is a pretty alien concept to you, and gold and silver, it's like, it's shiny, this is cool, but
Good for
it's not
decorating my nest.
anywhere near as valuable as, like, a solid axe, or a good crate, a good container made of, like, metal that you can put stuff in. Like, it has less actual value than that to you guys.
Did we split? I'm sorry, my brain farted for just a minute. We split the reward amongst each other?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
up to you, but
Since
yeah.
Purser's very sad at whatever Pickett was given, she'll go over and put it in his pocket. I don't know if I can reverse steal. Like,
just to clarify, do we each get 100 gold, or each get 20?
20 each.
Third person that's asked that.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's we're all coming in from from higher levels where it's like 100 per person would be insulting. It's I get that.
Okay.
But
I very
yeah,
poorly attempt to do that.
He doesn't. Like, he's despondent.
you
It's
drop
fun.
half the coins when you're doing it. But yeah, these are slippery.
Just put them in different pockets and see how long it, just for fun, it becomes a game to her. She's like, how many of these can I put on his body without him noticing?
You noticed
A
all of it.
reverse-
You got an 8, but
Yep.
you're just going around.
But he doesn't
peppering.
seem to be reacting, so she's like, yay, he doesn't know that I'm sneaky.
Everyone's reverse pickpocketing the gold into each other's pockets.
Having flashbacks of the what was it? XP to level 3 when was that extra shitty spell Silvery Barbs first came out. We all start Silvery Barbs, like, yeah! All the DMs just getting more and more
Yeah.
furious in the background.
Well, we all start doing backflips.
Yeah. All right, so
Yeah. How does she know? I'm just doing.
yeah. God damn it. Yeah, so with that, you guys have solved the big thing. Hooray. And we are going to jump into 30-day time skip.
Ooh.
Which so there will be a full month of training for those of you gaining your subclass. However, to avoid unequal downtime activities, I'm going to try and keep it roughly. Whether you do anything with it or not is entirely up to you, but I want there to be equal opportunities because Purser lost his week earlier, that type of thing. The only person who really wins in this is like somebody who maybe had their subclass for level 1. But then again, they don't get the cool stuff. They don't get the cool experience of getting their level up in game.
You can just say that Bonnie got her subclass already, so she's doing other
No,
things.
I don't know. What I wouldn't say that. But anyway, anyone who did have that. But yeah, everyone who's training gets 5 5-day work weeks to get into downtime activities. Those of you who don't need to train get 6 5-day work weeks. The official excuse here is that even the most rigorous training usually leaves some downtime to do stuff. So my official excuse. So yeah, everybody has at least 5 days of or 5 5-day work weeks to put into downtime activities. Those of you who aren't get 6 5-day work weeks. Huzzah! And before we go into people into maybe subclass related stuff, does anyone want to pick something to do in that interim? Anything besides
Yes.
the find magic item from Zendrik's guide, or just something else, and I'll try and come up with stuff.
Yep. Like I said before, Bemi would want to make like a special place somewhere out in the woods because it's
Yeah,
less
kind of a lean-to type situation.
Yeah, well, I was hoping a tree house so he could live like
Treehouse?
a lost boy.
Okay, treehouse takes a little more maneuvering, but yeah, you could definitely make some.
Yeah, it's okay. I got a potion of spider climbing, man.
Could
It'll
Pickick
help
help?
for a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She would
Uh,
love to help because she's already built like weaving nests and stuff like that. And she's like, I can help you build a treehouse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is part of your time being spent building his? Because your home is still not built, Pick. Like you have
That
the
she'll go
base of
with
it
the
built.
philosophy of you help me, I'll help you, and offer that to him.
I am totally okay with that.
Okay, fair enough. So where would you like to build it in areas you've explored? And if you want more options, you maybe explore more and we'll reveal more of the map.
I would want some place that's not ridiculously far away from town, but enough to maybe like have like it's like a 10-15 minute walk to town.
Well, the furthest this map goes out, I believe, let me zoom, is it's like 9 miles across one way and about 7.5 the other. So this is just a like zoom in of the ruin slash settlement and the area, the immediate area around it. So yeah, anywhere in that you could try and pick something.
Uh, go. Yeah, we'll go north.
Thank you for that. Okay. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of Revelio. Let's see. Fog of War. Real areas.
It's Revelio.
Ooh,
Oh.
no. I already know where that's going. All right, so instinct. You almost got me. Instinctual path. All right. Okay. That's gonna be one of those things. That's like dynamite or hip to be square or some shit for future generations. Why do all the fucking boomers or why do all the millennials do that shit? Like, ooh, fucking weirdest thing. Um, but yeah, we'll say pretty easy, out to here or something like that. This would be without needing to do checks. You could easily explore out to here to make something.
Okay.
And so just put a little dot or something and a label like Bemi's treehouse or something like that if you can.
Emmy's treehouse, no girls allowed. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Except,
Except pick who's helping you
we're
build it.
coming.
Yeah, that's different. She's my friend. So
So she's not a girl.
I never said that there weren't any contradictions to my logic.
Fair enough.
No cooties allowed.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
No cooties allowed. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so that's one of the thing Bemi will be doing in addition to his various training. Why don't just following the list down, Ludger? I know you were talking about making a some type of place to live out near the ruin of that like fountain thing.
Well, that's when we have enough people to actually build a secondary settlement out there.
Okay, I
Which
wasn't sure
that's
if you
not
wanted
going
to
to be
like
for a while.
make a tent out there or something, but if you don't want to do that, what do you want to do?
Well, I was about to say, I'm not even going to bother putting a tent up there because it's going to last about 17 seconds before velociraptors or something worse gets it. I will continue to build the little cabin within the settlement, hopefully
I
trying
think
to get that done.
this was the one, right? Was that yours?
Yes,
Was this? Okay, if you could
yes.
just put um Ludger's Tavern or something, or yeah, Ludger's home or L's home or something underneath it, so I can keep track for future stuff. Because this map
And
will be modified as necessary.
And in addition to that, I do spend the time to come up with like fairly exhaustive letters to my wife as well as my two children, and
Gotcha.
also to my comrades uh, in my old unit,
Cool.
especially especially about the beneficial
Effects.
aspects of the one cabin.
Gotcha.
Sorry, the fountain.
Yep.
And
Bemi, I just realized I forgot to ask this. So we're doing for building. This is a work in progress, but as far as creating something, I'm going to say if you have proficiency with carpenters or realistically any particular tool set that would be applicable here, I would say you're gonna have to ask. But if it is genuinely applicable, I would say to give me a check with it. Otherwise, it just takes twice as long. Like you can still hammer together something even without doing the checks. It just will take a long time. So
Proficiencies.
yeah.
Water vehicles. I can pilot a raft pretty good, but that's about it.
Okay.
So
That's tricky to apply here.
yeah, no, I'm
It,
not. I'm not saying it can take twice as long.
yeah. Okay, fair enough. Then in that case, and I will ask that you guys keep track of it so that I don't have to, because I'll forget. If you guys like Mark, you had 5 work weeks. Mark like 2.5 progress on Treehouse somewhere on your sheet or in your notes or however you do it.
Okay,
It could be in the Discord, however you want to do that. Just so have it down somewhere so that I don't forget it.
absolutely.
not front about how percentage wise regarding my cabin.
Beg pardon?
Uh, about how much percentage wise would I progress would I make building the cabin over the
Well,
month?
It's largely
So
going to be by yourself because there are other priorities for the settlement itself. So it's a you thing that changes depending on what tool proficiencies or skill proficiencies do you have that you think would be applicable here. If there is one, we'll work with it, but otherwise it's just going to be, the flat 2.5 weeks for you.
I don't really have any proficiencies that would help with that.
Okay. Then
I mean,
I would say you're able to you're able to easily clear the space of rubble, find somewhere that seems to have, like, there's not huge cracks. It's relatively solid uh, cobblestone or not cobblestone, asphalt almost underneath. And you're able to start building up piles of supplies for, like, okay, these are still fairly intact pieces from collapsed buildings. These are, I'll dump wheelbarrows of soil to dump as part of a foundation, or however you want to do it. You could just build up. You could put soil for so that there's a soil foundation there. It's weird because you're building on top of, a pretty solid ground, but basically building on stone. Um, so yeah, I would say you would have it cleared of any debris, um, have the space thoroughly picked out, have all the supplies you need, and you would have done the what's the little thing where you, like, with chalk or with strings, you mark out where it's going to be. What's the term there? I'm forgetting, but you basically mark out where it's going to be, and you could start laying the first one in with about 2.5 weeks. So, like, the beginnings of the foundation are in, and roughly the equivalent of that with a treehouse. But I mean, you found a really solid tree. You're um, built up properly. You've gathered all the supplies you needed, and you've started, like, you've got the right amount of properly aged vines to tie everything together. Yeah, you're building up pretty nicely.
Okay, cool.
And as far as percentage for 2.5 weeks, let me see. Kind of winging it. Right now, I'm going to say 15% with 2.5 weeks. How's that?
okay.
Seems reasonable initially. I'm winging it because I don't. There's a book coming out that's supposed to have this, but it doesn't come out until next month. So I've ordered it from Kickstarter. It's supposed to get here. Hopefully, it will have a bit more solid stuff for building, but standard stuff, it takes forever to build stuff in D&D. I'm not going off that, so it's kind of ad-libbing. Cool. Yeah, and going down next line for non-specific stuff, Purser.
So, as discussed before,
Yeah, you did tell me.
Purser,
Yep.
yep, he's working on building a chapel. If he can, he'd like to press gang some of the local community to help out with it. Not when it would interfere with other work, but, they're helping to build their church, so.
Okay, well, actually, since yours is tied in with, since you don't have, like, a level up thing, I can just go into yours pretty easily.
Yeah.
Purser, you find your request for space to build a church is surprisingly accepted. It seems like the governess is definitely, you've won some favor with her. She knows your people can get things done. She wants to keep you happy. You've helped out twice now, with kind of annoying stipulation. It seems that until a more permanent solution can be arranged, a single building is being constructed, or is being granted permission to be constructed for use as a temple or church or chapel for all of the faiths in Mishann. It'll have rotating use and it can be used by more than one.
Funnily enough, that was my plan.
But it's not much of a surprise, really. What does catch you off guard is how hostile some of the colonists are towards you. It reminds you a bit of Captain Araglin, although she doesn't seem quite as hostile as when you first approached her for training. But an explanation does eventually come from the smith, the smith who they recruited for this venture, Margaret Lasho, which I don't think you've encountered her yet, so I'll look her up. Margaret Lasho. It is NPCs.
Well, not to interrupt, but one of the things I definitely, you know, try to get done during this downtime is acquire more crossbow bolts.
Okay. Yeah, I would say stuff like that. Just if you're not making them, just standard cost. They
All right.
would give you a deal if they could, but everything here has to be shipped, so it's got to come through
Yep.
Midway. But yeah, Margaret Lasho does say she glares at you, and when you know after you're trying to press gang some of them, she glares at you and digs around in her pocket for a moment before showing you a silver arrowhead with a flame symbol on it. She says, "My family were purified. We lived in a small town called Elkin, just across the river from Olath. And when I was serving in Sire's army, you Thrain bastards attacked, burned the place to the ground. Not because it had any military stuff, but because we had a shrine to the sovereign host that was keeping the local faith strong. And you know what? Besides killing all my friends and the people I grew up with, you bastards didn't even spare the purified like my family. Swore I'd have nothing to do with you lot that day. The day I got the news. I kept this damn thing as a reminder that some of the worst folk in the world will claim to be the most holy." And she stalks off, shaking at the memory. Asking around a bit, it seems that many of the colonists have similar stories. They lost people to the last war, particularly ones fighting against Thrain. That is not to say all of them. There are definitely people who are firmly of the opinion that that stuff should stay in Corvair, and they're just trying to build a new sire. But it does not help. So
Before he released a demon, Purser would have indignantly tried to defend his faith and like.
Well, and to be fair, that's Thrain. That's not necessarily your faith. That's it's a yeah. I get you. Yeah.
Right, but even Purser has heard the stories of people in the church abusing their power and doing things they shouldn't, but he doesn't really have much room to complain about that anymore. He's the worst of all.
Oh my god.
At least as far as he sees.
Yeah.
He didn't choose evil, he was tricked, but
It
it still hurts.
Yeah. But even with like I said, pretty much everybody who was on or had family on the Thrain front, there's a fair enough willing to work on the community church that you're planning to build, or chapel or temple or whatever you want to call it. So a persuasion check first to see if you can recruit more people from the designated stuff they're supposed to be working on or that they want to work on, and then once again relevant tools.
Okay.
I would probably step in to help here since it's a community church. It would be for me too.
Yep, it would. Yeah.
So
Okay, with advantage then.
Oh, 20. Yeah.
Yeah. They
you're
don't
welcome.
like you, but they especially some of the younger folks are that whole almost unearthly look that most Kalistar have. That is enough to catch at least a few of the younger men's eyes, and they are willing to do it for her, if not you. She's got some weird kind of crazy faith that they've vaguely heard of, but that's not really why they're helping. So yeah, you are able to get, I would say, 10 people to knock off, rather than they basically do half days working what they're supposed to and switch over to your stuff. And do either of you have a relevant skill set for this, or tool set or whatever?
I
I
do
have
not.
navigator's tools, which I
Mhm.
probably wouldn't help, but I would say I do have in my bio that I have not touched yet. The 19-year-old is actually an artificer, so maybe she could help
Okay.
a bit because she's also. But the thing is,
With
she's also going to be
engineering
helping.
elements, yeah, she would definitely help out. You know what? I'll say that's enough. You can use navigator's tools, and we'll just say it's I don't know, masonry or something. We'll
Okay.
say for future reference, make sure she has masonry in her NPC skills sheet, which I'll probably have to make. So yeah, just go ahead and roll me the tool check.
Which attribute would you like me to use?
Intelligence, because it's artificer.
Okay, I'm going to guidance myself. Boop, 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 boop. 12.
Yeah, it's so you're able to find the spot, clear it out. Now I see temple and other temple. Where are you guys actually building this?
Oh,
And
that
also,
was just me being a smartass. Sorry.
okay. I mean, I'm comfortable with that. But this would be, by the way, an utterly enormous temple. till I didn't want to get
I
you the
think it's-
zoomed in version of the map, but roughly
I
here,
think,
right?
yeah, it's probably none of these circles are to scale
To
at this
scale.
point. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Because and like I said, I'm not zoomed in. When I'm done making the edits to the map, I'll give you a proper zoomed in one for the updates. But right now, this is just an area map. So yeah,
Mhm.
somewhere in this area, we'll say you are able to make significantly more progress than people working by themselves were. You're able to. I'd say you're able to get the temple with all those people helping. It's not done by any stretch, but you're about 45% done with both of you working on it and getting a bunch of helpers. You clear space, you gather materials, you hammer it down, you get the first the four corners of the walls up, or however many corners. Like you're able to start building it up, and the framework for like a second floor is being built. Basements are going to be real tricky because digging down here is nearly impossible, but you can definitely build up fairly easily. So yeah.
So, yeah, it's beautiful to see good progress, the community coming together and,
Being
building
mildly
something
horny.
they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Hey.
another thing that Mishann is going to need is
Young people.
romance.
Yeah, exactly.
So, are you done with the church part?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want to cut you off.
church part done here.
So,
Oh.
the other thing that Purser is up to, or sorry, did you have something else?
It's probably what you're about to say. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Purser's also penning letters to send out with the monthly outgoing mail.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Sending it to, well-known sovereign host temples, asking for kind donations of iconography, like shrines, stuff like that they can send to help a newly budding church get its start.
Okay.
Otherwise, he's going to start like carving some basic symbols out of wood.
Mhm.
And in addition to those letters, actually, I'll let you respond to that one first.
Okay. Yeah, your letters to the various liturgical, is that how you pronounce it? Liturgical councils?
Yes, good job.
Thank you. Liturgical councils of the sovereign host will get better results. Like you're not sure exactly, but you're fairly certain. Even if it's from someone who like you identify yourself as a Templar of the so and so, Silver Flame, but by and large, you're careful to pin the right or to pen the right councils. Some of them are more nationalistic, some of them are very standoffish, but a fair number of them, the nature of the sovereign the vassal faith means that even their most aggressive are like even their most deviant are weird in that they're too accepting, not that they're super exclusionary. So you pen a couple of the softer, the easier to persuade ones, you think, and you're fairly certain you'll get some good results because they're not the type to just flat out say no to anybody. They're just slow because it's slow.
At worst, I'd like someone to come and consecrate what I have.
Exactly.
Just no rush, just being very open. It's like grant writing. You don't want to be too needy.
Yeah, and at the same time, you need to like, here's exactly what I'll spend it on, all that. Yeah. Is he turning robotic
Is that
for anyone
me
else?
or
No.
him?
I think
No.
that's
That
you.
was them.
One
What'd you
moment.
say again, Dan? Yeah, when you're good.
One moment.
Okay, how's this?
Much better.
Better.
Okay.
Better.
So, in addition to all that, he has a new letter to write to his boss. And he kind of agonizes over how to word it.
Okay.
Actually, don't know yet, but I will send you.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I'll send you the exact text if you can
Cool.
still hear me.
Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah, I heard that part. It's just typically it only happens when it's important, when you're saying something important. That's
Yeah, of
usually how it
course.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll work it out and pen it, and because this is important.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
Like, it's like a KGB agent convinced me to give them nuclear codes.
Or at least to let them out of the cell. Yeah. Quick! That dastardly fiend, he locked me in here. Let me out and we'll hunt him down together. Good job, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
He's not coming back, is he? No. Oh. Alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in addition to all that, when he has some other downtime, he's gonna see what he can do about decrypting the rest of the spell shard.
Okay. Yeah, how many work weeks would you be willing to devote to that?
It just depends on how much we put into the church so far, if it's done.
I've assumed everything you put and you're almost 50% done.
Okay, so yeah, I won't do much until we finish getting the church built.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because that's also where I'm going to be living, so...
That's fair. The tent's not the worst, but it is hard. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll just read through it and understand and just, get to know it.
Yeah, it's not a happy journal, especially
No, it is not.
the ending. It ends on a bit of a downer note, but yeah. Let's see. And a pick. I'm not skipping you, but I figure since she's not doing the big mega level up, Talus, what would you like to do in your downtime?
So splitting, I'd split most of my time between the church and building the family cabin, or the family home, which is approximately on the way to Pick's Nest,
Okay.
from the main town. Mostly because eventually we're going to need a lot more space than what we're building initially.
Gotcha.
Which is why there's 5 of us. We're going to need a lot more space.
That's fair.
So
So
again,
it's an
using
even split, the 6 weeks, 3 and 3. Take
yeah,
5% off the completion of the church then, just because you were busy with other stuff. It's 40%, not 45. Cool.
yeah. I have to build the house. I have if I didn't have the young under 10 sibling, it probably wouldn't be that big of a priority. I mean, it would be, but you know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta get this 10-year-old into a house.
No one's
I'm
gonna
sorry.
begrudge you that. Yeah, like that's a common thing. That's why the town is working so hard on getting the blockhouse done, because everybody's like, some of us brought kids. We need them behind walls. Yeah, I get you.
So
Yeah, in that case, then the standard checks. I would say you already did your persuasion, but you could do a once again using your little genius engineer. Give me a navigator's tools with intelligence.
sure. Where'd you go? Come back. Navigator's tools with the guidance. Intelligence. We're
Okay,
trying,
well,
guys.
yeah, it's hard to do this and like occasionally have to go back to check on the kids. Like that, yeah, this is a lot. Luckily, the elderly and stuff, there's kind of a group daycare thing that's just going on out of sheer necessity. Nobody's really bogarting anything right now.
Right.
This is the survival stage. Everyone's sharing stuff whether they want to or not. Yeah, I would say once again, you find the spot, clear it, get some building supplies set up, but you're maybe like 10% of the way there by
That's
the end of
fine.
it.
And eventually, like, as people start finishing their shit, I'm sure other people will be like, oh, we can help you now. Good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so you about 2 weeks into that, like right after you finished your week working with Cursor, who still seems like he's beating himself up. I don't know if that makes him more tolerable or less. It's up to you, but
Well,
he's
he's doing a lot less like, I'm better than you. My religion is the best.
I wasn't doing that to start with, to be fair.
It was implied. It was never stated.
Yeah, I was just very stalwart in my belief. I wasn't pushing it on anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. Not like elves or something.
I mean, she doesn't hate him. It's just one of those like, dude, calm down.
Madonna.
Kind of
All
thing.
right. Let's see here. Where's the? There
So
you
are
are.
we going up to level 3? Is that what I'm hearing?
You will be. However, give me a moment.
Oh
So
boy.
you find outside your tent one morning, you find a sealed envelope with your name written on it.
I look like, does it have little hearts on it or something?
Nope.
What?
The red wax seal.
Does it have any particular iconography on it?
It looks like a swirling, like fog or something. Kind of hard to tell. Like you squint at it, it's not anything you're familiar with. And yeah, do you want to open it or? Hello? Hmm.
Hello?
Hello?
Here it is.
Yeah.
I said I open it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. For some reason, that was weird. Okay. So yeah, opening it, you find what looks like clipping from the Korenberg Chronicle, dated last year, roughly. And
And
yeah,
oh
that's what it
boy.
says.
Oh. I will go find the mayor.
Okay. Yeah, she's like looking exhausted this morning as she's trying to resolve a dispute from one family who claims that the nearby fellow in his tent was spying on them as they got dressed for bed, which he is ardently denying. And she just looks very, very tired because she's doing a lot more than just like what a normal governess would do. Do you like kick in the doors of the tent, which are non-existent, and demand the floor? What do you want to do?
I'll wait for her to finish that. I'm not being a twat.
If she sees you outside, she seems to leap on the opportunity and says, "Ah, well, I'll have to resolve this another time. Right now, both of you just stay far apart. One of you move your tent." And at like the confused yells of who, she just kind of shoos them out and beckons you in.
Um,
What can I do for you, Sitalis? Yes.
yes. She shows her the article. So these are my people. My
Right. Well, you do have the look. No offense meant, but I did sort of believe you were Kalishtar.
Are we permitted to invite people
Um, as long as
that
they
are
are,
not as long as they're not from
Aaron.
yeah, they would need to have at least some blood tie, with the old country, or have been citizens of some sort. Is This is a bit of an old. Why are you showing me this?
because it was left for me.
Um, all right. This was last year, so likely most of uh, the uh, most of the Adar refugees here in this article have one way or another found places to be. If the fact that they're also native to Adar and not they applied for
So they
refugee
can't
status
just
after our place.
they can't come here. Is what you're
Not
telling me.
initially, not with the first wave. No. If this becomes thriving, we will absolutely start to try and take more. But at the moment, this is meant to be a homeland for mourners. We're hoping for it to
Okay.
be more eventually, but mourners have nothing.
I would think that they have some kinship with these people, but I understand.
She's a little puzzled at that, but she does.
They are also refugees. They also have nothing.
Well, yes, but it's not necessarily kinship along just those lines. We've got to be a little more hard-nosed about it, otherwise we're not going to be able to. This is all being built. There was ample funding supplied through one of the old patriots to the Prince Orgev. With that can only support so many initially. Once things get going, we're certainly willing to take more, but until this settlement's a success, we can't manage it.
Okay. She'll leave. She'll say thank you for your time.
Yeah, and she still looking kind of confused as you leave. Bids you a good day.
I mean, I'm equally confused, Sam.
Yeah,
I don't know why it was given to me.
who knows?
I mean, is there like a hidden message in this shit? What's
There is a
going on
message
here?
written on the back of it.
I read that and I still don't understand it. So
Well, that's weird. But yeah. Um, beyond that, Pick, was there anything you wanted to do with your downtime besides the training that you'll soon go through?
Does she, when you know a language, can you read and write it as well?
Yes,
Like common?
typically.
Okay.
Yep.
So she's going to write up about that priest that you had sent me the info on, and I just had everything she knows about it onto a paper that she is going to give to both Purser and the lead of the community and ask them to be like, I don't know how to distribute this. I don't know how to ask your people where I would find this person. Let's see the details about
Okay.
the mainland, visiting priest from the mainland of Zendrick.
Okay.
And just be like, if you guys have effectively ask if you have more contacts or people that you could ask, or she'll make like write multiple copies of what she knows and then her information about where she settled with her hut and be like, please,
Okay.
please tell me, please
Yeah.
send letters here
Find me at so and so. Yeah, I get you.
or send information here.
Okay. The governess knows little to nothing about like any of the things on Zendrick. She's desperately trying to learn, but she does take the information and duly puts it up on like the community message board thing that was one of the first things built. Where people put need 3 chickens, we'll trade for pot of seeds or what stuff like that. She happily puts it up there and makes a note of it herself. And Purser, what do you do with news that something strange is going on with the Firebinder drow? Probably want more details on this. Get this.
Oh, yes. Purser's definitely happy to hear about it, but there's not a whole lot he can like snap his fingers and do about it. But any information is definitely useful.
Okay, let me see. I'll just give you all that she had. I'll just send it to you, Dan. And then does she have any seeds of the Solibanian trees with her at all? Just in case she can manage to get her hand on some bodies?
No, those are considered sacred by the tribal drow. You would
Okay.
need to ask them. Like they're pretty hostile about that stuff. Probably has to do with the like weird library of souls that they try to build with them. So, yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
that's considered
Um,
kind of a sacred point.
she will. I don't know if they have like a letter system at all, or if you can just hire people to take letters back. But she would send letters back to her tribe, like, "I have landed here. This is where I am.
That,
This is what I'm
yeah,
doing."
that would be tricky because there's not really any communications between you and
No.
them, at least right now. Like before the plague, you could have probably found like a wandering, hunter or something. But
Yeah,
a lot of the drow, especially the tribal ones, they really had to tighten up where they're going, what they're doing, because they had such population losses. They've got to really work on avoiding more deaths until they can
make
recover
more
from
babies.
losing like 90% of their population. So,
Yeah.
um,
She might see if anybody's going to like the next city and just send it off into the void. Like, if
okay.
anybody ends up going that way, or putting up a note that like, if you end up going this direction, and then just
Okay, well, that's we'll get to that when we get to your official level up stuff because that may be relevant. Um,
yep.
we'll start off with Bemmy's. Bemmy, one evening near the end of your trance before the usual nighttime patrols, you feel something different within your memory charm. Since you first found it, it's always been passive in what it offers. You want some tips or memories related to hunting or how to understand giant. You just think it while focusing on the charm, and it's there. For the first time, the memory isn't one you ask for. You're pulled into it as it kind of overwhelms you and blocks out the rest of your senses in this trance. No, you're not going over memories, your own memories anymore. It's just you're pulled into this, and it's like it's vivid enough that you're having a hard time distinguishing you in the memory. Um, you or Rusen, are sitting staring at a fire next to another man, another giant man. He's a hulking, burly figure that towers over you. He speaks to you in a voice that rumbles and it's almost like a distant storm or something, just incredibly deep. Uh, Rue, the primacy lives because it understands the one true rule of the world. The strong prey on the weak. What I'm going to teach you these next few years is going to drive that lesson into your very soul. Or our lands will consume you. I'm not doing this because I hate you or want to hurt you, but because I want you to thrive. Do you understand, Rue?
Yes.
Yeah, as you answer, you comb your fingers back through your hair kind of nervously. Bemi, you notice that or Rusen in this case, his hand is almost pristine compared to the usual, like heavily scarred, almost paw that you're used to seeing in these memories. Um, and as you say yes, the memory releases its hold on you, and you come out of your trance in a sweat, like flop sweat. It's hard to concentrate on your hunting that night for obvious reasons, with the memory charm constantly trying to draw your attention. Every moment you lose focus, Rusen's life seems to just claw at your senses. Um, this doesn't really get better. It seems to grow more powerful as the days go by. You're not sure what's causing it, like what's triggering this, because it seems to die off a little bit when you're distracted, when you're eating or chatting with people or building, working on your tree home. But even when you try to take off the charm, because it's pretty quickly, hey, just take it off. It's got to make it better. Um, it doesn't get any better, and you absentmindedly find yourself putting it back on. Um, one sec here. Let's see. Um, yeah, it wouldn't be so bad if you could just see the memories clearly instead of having this strange haze pulling at you for just weeks. Days go by and then weeks go by, and you're getting this, but it feels like it's trickling in. Even if you deliberately try and pull the memories up, it stays hazy until seemingly random times. Um, Nearly a week after your first vision, you finally do get some clarity, as another trance is overwhelmed by more memories. Rusen is in a densely overgrown boreal forest. Next to you, the older giant, your father, is squatting with his spear in one hand, its tip leaning against the uppermost branches of a pine tree. You're both watching an owl that's puffed up in aggression. It seems unwilling to leave its nest or confront the massive creatures who are staring at it from about 50 feet away. And he says, calmly now, Rue. The more you try and force it, the less you're going to get it. It's not a normal spell formula or a piece of artifice. It's older magic, primal. You're going to speak with it at the most basic level through the pulse of Eberron. Rue, or Bemi, your vision briefly darkens and you hear your father again. No, open your eyes, Rusen. Don't cut off your own senses for this. Reach out with them. The magic's all around us. Connect to it and speak. Rusen, you try and follow the instructions. You've lost count of how many times you've worked on this in the past few weeks. But after a moment, or maybe hours, you can tell that something's different. The world around you seems to suddenly grow in intensity until it's overwhelming. All of your senses plug into the primal magic of the world, and you can feel a distant connection with the bird. Not a language per se, but a way to make yourself understand and be understood in turn. As your father smiles at you, Bemi, you come out of the trance, drenched in sweat, and you somehow understand the primal magic technique that Rusen learned. Who is eating? I'm going to mute you, Pick. 1 sec. All right.
Don't make enough rustle noise.
No, it's fine. I just muted. Okay. The next 3 weeks blend together as a time of pain for you, Bemi. You get a few more of these grand moments where Rusen has learned to channel the energy of a place called Lamenia. It was a plane where nature ruled supreme. Rusen and his father both had like a powerful tie to the place that they could call on. But you've never heard of it. And while you're fighting in the woods, this whole nature magic stuff is new to you. By the end of it, you've learned how to do those grand things that you need magic. You've learned how to do all these grand things, but the magic you need, you don't know how to pull from. Like it's not working. Out of frustration, you head south to somewhere a little more familiar. You'll come back to your tree fort here. You need to be somewhere that feels more like home. You cross the river and move through the jungle. You're not sure how far you go that night, but before sunrise, you stop to rest. The humidity here is even worse than normal, as one of the fog banks that builds itself up along the southern half of the island drifts through the air. Something about the fog feels like home. It reminds you of the hollow where Meemaw would let you wander through the long halls of that gray place where the fog would whisper to you, and you have a flash of inspiration. You don't know any place of super nature, you don't know it, but you do know about these fog-filled halls with whispering shadows. You think back to Rusen's lessons and try to pull from the halls instead, and something starts to happen. The fog swirls around you, harder and faster, seems like this entire section of the forest is just blanketed in rapidly swirling fog. The light from the moon seems to grow dim, and the shadows lengthen and orient themselves as if they're reaching towards you. Your own shadow slowly climbs up your body, cloaking you in gloom. It should be frightening, but somehow you know it's not going to hurt you. When it fully covers you, the world seems to shimmer as it becomes clear. Darkness isn't ever going to get in your way. In fact, you can feel it cloaking you from prying eyes. Your vision blurs as you see Rusen again, standing over a truly enormous and scarred boar, its body filled with 12 arrow shafts, with one missed shot embedded in a nearby tree. Your father looks down at you and smiles, touching your forehead with a dab of blood. Good job, Rue. That's all I can teach you. You'll learn the most important parts on your own. With that, the powerful grip of the memory charm that it's had on you the last month seems to fade away, and you're left alone in the darkness in this mist-shrouded jungle. And yeah, that's it for Femi.
All right.
Anything you want to add? A lot of reading at you
My
guys.
head hurts.
Yeah. Well, Femi's got some depth to him.
I know. It was just
Yeah, I know.
the first thing that came to mind. My head hurts. Silly, can you help?
Yeah, you're able to make your way back the next morning. What was it? If not, we'll go on to the next person.
Yeah, no, I'm set. Thank you
Okay.
much.
Cool. Yeah, then we'll go to Ludger. It's only been a week since you saw that fountain in the temple, but whatever effect it had seems to be wearing off. You return to it fairly quickly after a day's work in Mishann, and much to your relief, find out that it still has the same rejuvenating influence. You make a note to yourself that you should try and come back here once a week, at least until you find a more permanent solution. You wonder what would happen if you were to just stay here for a while. Maybe it would do more. But as you mentioned earlier, you're pretty leery of carvers and things like that. So living here is not super appealing. But coming back at least once a day for a couple hours doesn't sound bad. And the first few days, there's no real effect, at least nothing that you notice. But by the time a full week rolls around, you're feeling better than you have since before your condition, we'll say. Memories that were hazy slowly come into focus. Your first meeting with Ionis, nervously looking up at the stranger who your father said would teach you your letters. Your acceptance into Rickenmark Academy, as well as the victories and failures that came with it.
I think he disconnected.
Fucking really?
Yep.
All right, one sec here.
No, he's typing.
The problem is I can't hear a ding anymore because I had to turn it off because of the hello there thing. I had to turn off the
Nope.
dings.
He stopped typing. He's typing.
All right. We'll go on
That'll
Pick
do it.
then. Yeah, that's great. Let me roll up here. All right, Pick. You keep feeling like someone's watching you. For a few days, you think you spot someone in the corner of your eye, but when you try and focus on them, there's nothing. You go by, you're building your nest, go around, talk with people, but it's just occasionally somebody's watching you. Finally, late one night, when you're working on the frame of your nest home, it's not intensive work because it's a matter of weaving. By and large, you weave something together, and then the hard part is sort of attaching it to a bigger frame. So this is something you can do even when you're sort of trying to rest. But you do hear a familiar voice speaking in Thri-Kreen. Pikit Cha, happy joy to you. And you recognize one small figure squatting on the edge of your doorway. It's Thra Tinka, one of the eldest guardians in Umber, your home village. He's in simple traveling garb with a few daggers and a short bow on his back. He cocks his head, and you can feel how pleased he is to see you through his telepathic aura.
It is returned enthusiastically.
I heard.
Testing.
Hi. We'll get back to
Hi.
yours in a bit.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's probably good to start from the beginning, anyways, because pretty much the moment you started, my
I
like
didn't
it just
hear the disconnect
completely
because
shit
I
the
don't
bed.
can hear those noises anymore on Discord. Okay. He said, I heard that there were new strangers with the place of nightmares in them, so I came to see. But I find you here too. It is good to greet another of Dream Vision.
It is. They are very strange.
But why are you not in Umber? You should be getting ready for pilgrimage. Ghosts are holding on to you like a flaxen around lily. Is it because of monsters?
It is because I am seeking a priest, and these new strangers may know where the priest is.
Oh, you not hear about monsters. Short time, angry stone monsters attack people in Holy City.
I did
It's
not.
it start after you leave to help dead of half vision, we found out. Hachila lose arm when she tried to scare them away. Her arm's stone now. Even Grand Priest Ik Tril Ka can't heal. He talk and figures out plan to chase monsters away. Drikta Ah went to Dream Vision, other islands. I try to get half vision to help, but not enough after sickness. No help. Half vision is the Thri-Kreen term for people who can't see as much as you guys see, like
Yeah.
elves or just humans or anybody.
Yeah, you're not us.
Yeah, it's not necessarily hostile. It's just you don't see right, or you don't see enough. Um, you can help, but you you need finished training. I show you. Last Secrets of Guardians. Then you do pilgrimage. Get rid of monsters.
Nods enthusiastically. Thank you. It would be good not to leave them, because I am fond of these. They are strange. But exciting.
I've
You
been
should look at
watching.
them.
I have.
Yes.
First we
They can
eat.
stalk the friends together.
First
Yes.
we eat soul figs from Telbeck, and he excitedly pulls out a few figs from his many pockets and offers you some.
It's very wholesome. She's so excited.
But yeah, when you finish the snack, he gets out his bow. Come, we start now. Follow, and he flutters high up into the canopy, inviting you to follow.
She'd go.
You're not sure where he's going tonight before he points out a particularly large tree about a mile away, with most of its branches wide enough for you to comfortably stand on. He flutters down and waits for you to land.
She'll land close, but not like right next to him.
No, not this side. Stand there. No, not there. There. Away more from me. Yes. More. Yes. Good. Yes. Now, pick 4 other things. You will show hitting things. Guardians usually fight big things, so no missing.
No missing.
Very simple. You hit stump over there. No moving branch, and you're ready. And he points out a nearby stump and mimics shooting it with your bow.
She'll follow his lead.
But no
She'll
move
do what
at
he's-
all, because Wasp's less sleepy now. And you look above you where Thaw is pointing and see a sizable nest of cutter wasps stirring slightly.
Oh God, thanks, buddy.
He picks his mandibles and shrugs with his 2 upper arms. Sorry, Pick. This helped you learn super quick how I learned. Very
Just
slow.
nods, resigned.
Your first shot does shake the branch enough that a few of the tiny stinging insects take wing, looking for the threat to their nest. Taking a few calming breaths, your next shot is much better, but apparently not good enough to avoid a few stings. You both have to beat a quick retreat before the entire nest gets going. Thaw doesn't seem discouraged. Good shots, Pick. You get next one. It turns out that he's a bit overly optimistic, and you have to practice shots while enduring a gauntlet of angry wildlife. One is an agitated snake that's trying to bite you. One is an owl that's swooping to get you away from its nest. And the final is a troop of monkeys throwing sticks at you. It is only a split second, but for an instant, you swear you can see the arc of the shot and correct it just before you let go. You manage to shoot a thrown stick out of midair, causing the entire thing to go back and hit the monkey in the face. With a psychic laugh, or more accurately, expression of amusement, Thaw says, "Very good, Pick. Now we go give eye shut time to monkeys. We go now." And he flutters away as the troop of monkeys seems very agitated and confused as you guys leave. On the way back to Mishann, he telepathically tells you that the rest of the training will not be as easy. He does stay there during your training, sometimes helping out, or simply, by and large, he just kind of seems to fade into the shadows and enjoys watching all the dreams of all the people that they're tied to. But every night he does take you out into the jungle. Now that I see you hit things, I show you how to hear voices of dead. Big part of guardian being. Voices do much. They from help you, they hurt bad things. Remember, dead help us, so we help them too.
Yes. That is friend.
That is correct, yes. And much of the training does take place a little bit south of the river. Thaw claims that it's easier to hear the dead when you're closer to the holy city. It takes a full week, but eventually you're able to hear faint whispers when you rest. If you ignore them, they don't do much, but if you focus on one of the voices in particular, you can learn a bit about something they've known, although sometimes it is very sad. The first voice that really becomes clear to you when you practice this is what sounds like a lost little boy speaking in Elvish. He whispers that he wants someone to come and take him home. Thaw's usually jovial demeanor gets much more somber if you tell him about this.
She would.
Pilgrimage to Holy City, only way to help pick. Place there leads to peace for dead. Dead person stuck to you and you want to help, take there.
Okay. I'll tell friends.
Yes. The next skill that he's trying to teach you can only be used in the moment of death. So the 2 weeks after that involve more training with the voices of the dead and hunting every day for food. While your people don't usually eat this much protein, you're both reluctant to let it go to waste. You finally have a breakthrough one night. Your carefully aimed shot hits one of a group of carvers that were stalking a piglet. In the very moment of one carver's death, as the shot goes through the back of its head, there's an echo of that presumably its soul or ghost lets out a scream. You instinctively know that you can make this scream audible to someone beside you, and choose the nearest carver, its packmate. The small feathered predator seizes up in fear and pain before dying as well, and the flock scatters. Thaw flutters down and lands next to you. Now finished with beginning, you learned enough to take pilgrimage and keep breathing much. I
I want
return
to
to
keep
Umber
breathing.
and tell them what I see, hoping something will change. You give letter. He holds out two of his little hands.
She'll give.
Light
Well,
and
I guess she
shadows
has to.
guide, guardian. And he folds his antenna back and nods, which you recognize that's an official greeting for someone in your group. We'll say tribe. Your tribe who has reached maturity and actually has the rank of guardian within you.
So excited.
He folds his antenna back and nods, and then jumps up into the air and flutters away. And
Thankful and excited.
yeah, it seems you've officially reached level 3 and gained your thing. Ludger, we'll start again. It's only been a week since you saw the fountain in the temple. But whatever effect it had seems to be wearing off. You do return to it pretty quickly, and it still seems to have the same influence. You can't live here, but you're gonna try and come back every day for a while. Maybe that's gonna help. Just because it does seem to help just visiting. Memories that were hazy slowly come into focus as the end of the first week goes by. Your first meeting with Ionis, nervously looking up at the stranger that your father said would teach you your letters. Just let me make sure he's still here. Okay. Your
Yep, still
acceptance
here.
into Reichenmark Academy, as well as the victories and failures that came with it. And your first meeting with Hala, her playful smile catching your attention like nothing else ever had. Your first love letter to her, much easier to write than to speak in person. And while you would never forget Tatia and Klaus's births, for the first time since your event, you can recall how you felt at the time and properly understand it again. All of it combines to make you feel incredible. The memories of the battlefield never left you, but with the details from your lessons in Reichenmark, and you should be able to maneuver through combat much easier. Things like disarming or distracting enemies with precisely placed shots were key in how you came to be known as such an asset to your old unit. The return of strong emotions is like being cured of a toothache. You realize that you had no idea how far into the mysterious forgetfulness you'd gotten until now. You've been trying to keep up your letters to Hala, but increasingly it had been a struggle. Words were there, but they didn't flow like they used to. It felt stilted. Now you can feel your inspiration returning for the flowery prose you were both so fond of. After a full month of this goes by, you know that you're getting close to the height of skill you reached during the last war. And yeah, that's the month has gone by for everyone. Feels like a good spot for a 10-minute break.
Woo! I'm gonna level.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sam, could you give me a cat and a warhorse?
Familiar and summon, yeah.
And fine steed, yeah.
And find steed, yep. I can do that.
Yeah. Also during the month, they'll get those summoned. I just want to have the stat blocks that I can
No, I got you.
modify to taste.
Can she make it to the capital and back, or is that something we're going to do later?
That would be something you'd want to do with a group of people, especially after the world basically ended here. Like, with the
Yeah.
population of natives having plummeted, a lot of things that used to be leery of people are not.
Yeah.
Is it a warhorse or just horse? Riding horse?
Warhorse.
Warhorse, okay.
So you're gonna ride the cat and use the warhorse as a familiar, right?
That's the plan.
I love how everybody's doing their level up and it's like, I can do this thing now, and I can do this thing now. And Pickett's just like really, really excited. I can dead people now.
You can make dead people attack other people. It's great.
I mean, Vemi, for all the water boy elements, is also kind of a spooky individual, to be fair.
He just masks it real well.
I think it's nice that we're both natives and both spooky, but neither of us are spooky people. Like, they don't have
There's-
spooky personalities. That's just their culture.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, we're allowed to level up in Character Master now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. That is
Okay,
the
just
whole
want
shtick there.
to, not do that and then
No, you're
like
good. You're good. I don't mind a verification.
hey, martial archetype,
Put it in Celestials? No, where'd it go?
fucking samurai subclass.
Wait, Sam. You liar. You're Battle Master. Okay.
I was just like commenting on like you could, historically speaking, a samurai would be a battle master. Like, I don't know why they had to do a whole separate thing to please the weebs, and I say that as a weeb.
I was gonna say, like, that is some bold statement there, but yeah, that's fair. There's dumber
Really?
things to please weebs with. All right, so let me give you a copy of Warhorse. Locate and a copy of Kitty. I feel like Pixie either going to really like cats or be like, small edible creature. Yeah. All right, let's see.
She'll just think that they're keeping it for portable rations. That doesn't mean you'd have to be mean to it. She'll still like it in the meantime.
Yeah.
Like,
they're
that's an
both.
interesting way to store your food, but okay.
I mean, you've seen the colonists doing it. They have like chickens and cows and stuff.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
haven't brought any cows through yet, but yeah, chickens definitely are a big improvement they have brought.
I'm sure she would thoroughly enjoy chasing chickens.
But yeah, both of my summons
get-
are pure black, but they have like a rainbow iridescence, almost like an oil slick.
Oh, nice.
So you chase the chickens around, and then everybody gets mad at you. It's like, they stopped producing eggs.
She stressed them out, but she's just like, this is really fun. They teach me to be faster.
Something must have spooked him good. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
All right, we're level
Save
3. So
changes.
6 spells
Versus cat
total.
versus warforce.
Thank you.
Warforce. Let's see. I will put it somewhere easily accessible. Under familiars and pets. Along with Flappy, Beans, and the spooky nightmare thing that people summon. Okay, so under familiars and pets, you should have Purser's Warhorse, Purser's Cat.
Yep. Thank you.
Cool. By the way, I am glad I wasn't winging that. Normally I try to avoid writing too much, but I'm glad I had that written for when. Oh, he disconnected 5 minutes ago. Let me wing
Yeah, it would have
that
sucked
again.
if he was the last one.
Yeah.
Well, like I didn't disconnect until about 5 minutes into it. It's just I literally I tried telling you, and it was so broken up that apparently you didn't hear
I
me.
didn't hear it at all. No, I did
Yeah,
not. No, I should have
Nice
heard the
roll.
ding, but I don't hear dings anymore.
Nice roll, Scott. Very, very
yeah.
great. Very
That is
perfect.
good for a fighter. Yeah. I mean, for
Yeah,
anybody,
and
but especially
that
for a
is like
fighter.
frontline. That is frontline numbers right there.
Hey, I have good armor, so
You keep saying I'm
Now you need to
frontline.
take close quarter shooting or something.
well, I
I
have
think crossbow
expert,
expert.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
You're good.
I took that at level 1, so I'm already good on that front.
Yep. Really like 1 feet at level 1, like because it takes off some of the pressure for later stuff. It lets some early customization happen. I think that's really helpful.
Yeah.
I am officially back.
Welcome back.
I love I did all
Thank
that.
you,
And I
Sam. You
still
do a delightful job.
didn't.
Um,
I love I did all that, and I still didn't have time to do like what spells are you taking, stuff like that. But it was honestly I wanted to give proper attention to subclass picking, which I feel never gets enough focus. And I absolutely do not condemn in any way not paying attention to it, because how do you explain the laser nipples when someone suddenly gets them? But it is nice for there to be like a thematic change as well. Because there's a big difference between like standard ranger and gloomstalker ranger. That is a very different feeling person.
so the letter that I got, I mean, not really a letter. What else could it mean if they're not asking me to bring these people here?
Who knows? Who knows? It could just be a reminder of your people's plight.
Wow.
Metaphor.
Why someone would try to go out of their way to remind you of that, who knows?
This feels like it's either something genuine or it's somebody being a twat.
Two things can be true at once.
I will marry an orc just to fuck with you.
I mean, that's fine. Orcs are pretty decent people. Fine.
No, it's like because in canon, like I know you've changed canon up a little bit, but in canon it's like only Kalashtar who have children with humans or elves or half elves produce more Kalashtar. I know you changed it so that it can be with orcs and half orcs and stuff too, but like I will marry someone that won't make more Kalashtar. Just watch me do it out of spite.
It's fine. It follows bloodlines. It'll go through any of your sisters. It doesn't have to be you. It's fine with me. It's an expression of a family line, not an individual.
How
Everybody
many babies do the three Kreen have at once?
Like 30.
All of the sisters marry halflings just to spite them.
So
Poor
a
Calistar.
bunch of psychic short kings. I don't care.
Short kings. 5'11" gain, rise up.
That's not
5'11"
short.
No, I was gonna
short?
say
What are you
that's
talking
ridiculous.
about?
5'11".
5'11 is tall
I think
as
he's
fuck.
memeing because of the perception that there are some women who are like that, but everybody's like, all women are like that. It's like, I have a good reason. My
Mhm.
my entire family is 6'2" minimum. It just seems unfair to bring somebody home that isn't like at least 5'11"
But
to
what if
them.
he's a short king?
I mean, if he's a short king and is perfectly confident, by all means, let's do this.
Never
But I've
have
yet
Go
I've
ahead.
yet to date someone who isn't intimidated by the fact that I'm 5'9" and my father is the shortest man in his extended family at 6'2".
Never have I ever dated a woman who is shorter than me.
How tall
The
are
last,
you?
I am 5'4". The last time, the last time I was in a relationship, she was 5'10", and the one before her was 5'11".
That's what I'm
We
saying.
all
Short
we
king.
all the same height when we lay down, lady.
That's true. Like I said, I haven't dated a dude that isn't somehow intimidated by my brothers and father, okay? Even though
My
they're all
family
basic.
are hobbits.
I
All of them are
swear to
hobbits.
you,
My
Zach
dad's the
would not be
tallest at like
intimidated.
5'5",
Yeah,
maybe
I-
5'6".
It's my life. You kidding me? Come on, bring me those tall ladies if they willing. Hey, I can't reach that, and I think that our children deserve to.
I
That's
love
fair.
short kings. I mean, it's hard to be shorter than me. I'm like 5'2".
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 5'9", and I don't know, maybe it's where I came of age, but
My mother's like
the men
5'3", and my
here,
father's like 6'5". So yeah.
my best friend is 4'11", her husband is 6'3". Her children are already like up to her chest because of how tall he is. She's tiny. They're big.
Yeah.
What is it? There's a picture online of I think like I don't know if he's Swedish, some Scandinavian like bodybuilder, famous one, is in like not Puerto Rico, the Philippines. He's in the Philippines at like a McDonald's,
Mhm.
and he's like ordering at McDonald's, and everyone behind the counter, everyone in the restaurant, including the woman at the counter, is like they're not half his height. He's like 7'9" or something, or like
Jesus.
7 foot plus, and a bodybuilder on top of it. So he's not like tall and skinny. He's a monster. And like
Monster.
these little Haitian guys and gal, and like it was memed because of the look that the woman has on her face as she's looking up is fucking adorable. And he's like craning her head back to try and make eye contact. uh,
Yeah. Like I
My
said, the
yeah, go
my
people
ahead.
ex
I've
girlfriend was
dated are
5'9".
just
Tall ladies are good.
Yeah, hey.
Legs are nice.
I just like that she could reach the tall cups. I was like, hey, babe.
There you go. Do you ever do the Leonardo DiCaprio thing? Pick me up. I want ups.
Pick me up.
Like pick up
I
and
want
like.
ups. She did pick me up a couple times.
There
Like,
you go. But
especially if it was a social event and she's like, we're going. Just pick me up.
yeah,
I'm like, okay.
there you go. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd say that's been more than 10 minutes.
As a quick aside, I don't have ownership of the tokens that these things make when I drop them in. How do I get that?
I will fix that for you.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
And could you delete the building-sized cat?
You know what?
Oh God.
I
It's a
kind of
monster.
like it.
It's better than
kinda
the
like-
wolf's face.
Sorry, Zach, what were you saying?
Can we delete the building size cat? And I was like, I kind of like it.
It's good eating.
Guardian of this town.
No,
Immediately
what-
starts eating you guys.
I like
Scares
the purrs.
Hey, it scares away the cart-sized mice.
The miniature giant space hamsters.
The ROUSs?
I don't believe they exist.
Rodents of unusual size. One of my favorite DMing moments was actually getting people with that. It was like, yeah, the rodents of unusual size. Oh, it's funny. I get it. Yeah, each one of them is like the size of like
A grain of rice.
yeah, like the size of Abe Lincoln's head or something on a coin. Like they are astonishingly small and they move in an enormous swarm like ants. That scared the shit out of people. All right, set dimensions. 45. 45. That's it. The now is smaller. Versus cat. Edit. Okay. Let's see here. Random jungle scene. Purser, can you move that token?
I cannot.
Okay. Let me see permissions here. TM notes, templating. Should have vision anyways. I don't care if it says they don't have night vision. Cats have dark vision. Paste. What got me was Panthers not having like that. I'm not gonna admit. Like, yeah, that got me. Pursers. Here we go. That's why I had it as it's still set to cat. It's Purser's cat.
Ah,
Okay.
there we go.
Save settings. Do not move it for a moment. I'm going to.
Oh,
No, you're good. All right. Remove. You select a token. Save changes. Delete it. And can you move it now?
yep.
Cool, cool. All right. Same with Perseus Warhorse. And over here. Should have vision. It does not have dark vision. Settings. Edit. Okay. You good?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Alrighty.
Thank you.
No problem. Glad to do that stuff earlier. Okay. So. Oh wait, that's the wrong folder. Here we go. Yeah. Boy, this is so weird to do without music. Sorry. All right. In the month that's gone by, a fair bit of progress has been made in building up Mishann into a proper settlement. The blockhouse is completely done. Half of it being built from salvaged stone, gathered up from the ruins, and about half of it being wood from the nearby jungle. This should easily provide like an actual indoor space for all the families who need to set up little makeshift places to at least bed down in somewhere with walls. And with the freed up space of a few tents being taken down, um, a smokehouse / abattoir is built up. Abattoir is built up as well. This is where the meat for all of Mishann will be cleaned, processed, and, if possible, preserved. So whenever you guys come back from hunting things, you drop it off here, they process it, and it becomes a delicious bushmeat sandwich. The other big project that's finished is the first real farm on the northern edge of the ruin. It's been seeded with several crops to test which ones will do well here. No small part of which you guys did contribute. You brought some of those seeds in. Some are native, like the shambu, which grows amazingly fast and must be cut back quickly or it will overtake as much of the land as soon as possible. Habra does say that she's probably just going to stick to wild collecting of it for now, because trying to grow it is like trying to grow kudzu. There's just no need to give it more space to do its thing. The Cormar trees do start growing, but like many trees, they're going to take many years to grow and more to eventually bear fruit. Especially the kind of feral variant that you guys had, but they are growing. Knowing a little bit about that they need to be drier has helped. Some of the imported things like potatoes and wheat do decently, but seem to attract bizarre worm-like creatures that the locals call a lulid. It resembles a cross between a pig and a worm, with a hairless pink body and porcine snout and jaws. They're no longer than like maybe 2 feet at most, but they tend to move in swarms and chew through arable soil, as well as the roots of crops as they wriggle through the earth. The unstable terrain they create causes damage to people, buildings, and farmland alike. Uh, they also bite and carry with them a strange disease that raises powerful boils on a victim's thigh and calf. Habra has requested that you aid her in killing the things, should they attack again, with a promise of gold paid from the Mishann treasury. It's been 2 days of the job so far, and while it's a nice change from various labors, all of you are more than a bit annoyed at having to sit around in the day's heat in full armor and equipment. You're just kind of killing time. But you hear a yell as farmers scatter out of the fields. Seems that the Lulids have made an appearance after all. And I will put you on the map in just a sec. I'm just going to put up the...
That description of this monster is extraordinarily unsettling.
That's my specialty. All right, let's see here. This is after time skip. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So,
Is there a dog snoring in the background? I could have sworn I heard a dog snoring.
Yeah, I heard something.
that is my voice, but
No, stop it.
I
Both
couldn't
of
tell
my
you.
dogs are asleep in here. I don't know if one of them snored particularly loudly.
That would be pretty adorable.
They're passed out and sprawled upside down on their beds, so it's very possible.
Let me add this.
Come here, Kitan.
To do a little thing. Oh, I did it! Hooray!
Can you send the horse to back so that I'm on top of it?
I can. We do not want the
Cool.
horse on top of you. This is not that kind of game. All right. Advanced. No. Oh, that's how it. 1 sec. There's multiple settings and a little wonky here.
Whoa! Why the hell?
There you go.
What's up?
My initiative went down
Oops.
2 points, and it should not have.
That's weird.
And then I need to add an additional 3 to it.
Did you have a custom bonus to it that got overridden when you leveled up?
No.
Oh.
Oh, that's weird. Really weird then.
You could just manually change it. That's the best thing about this. Is it's just like, all right, yeah, should be this. Just add it in.
Why isn't it letting me? It'll highlight the number, but I can't.
Here, let me see if I can poke at it for you. You probably guys aren't under monsters or familiars and pets. Here we go, Bemmy. All right, edit. No, not that. Edit the sheet. Edit this. There we go. All right. Initiative. Scroll down. Character sheet. Yeah,
I
you're
love
pretty small.
how I almost never want to go first, literally. And here we are. Yet here we are.
Well, that allows you to go forward in front line.
I'm not a front line!
All right.
You're a cleric. What are you talking about?
Intelligence saves. Magic. Saves levels. Never
Such a
had that
fancy
problem
horse.
before. It is fancy.
Look at my horse. My horse is amazing.
Max lemonade, sweet, sweet lemonade.
Glad someone got it.
I got that. I was trying not to indulge it. All right. I approve of it, but I'm easy enough to distract. Why is it not? 1 sec. Oh, here we go. Initiative modifier. Right now it's saying 3. Should be more than that, I believe.
Well, I took alert, and then now with Dread Ambusher, it should be at 11.
Ah, okay. All right. There you go. Fixed, I think.
14. I'll take it, Sam. I'll take.
Also, for your quick reference, Sam, I'm going to send you the mounted combat rules.
Gotcha.
Just so you
No,
don't have to look them up.
That's fine with me. That's one of those things. I meant to play a character that specialized in that to learn it, like I kind of did grappling rules, but never got the chance.
Of course.
Mhm.
Well, it's not a one.
No, no, it's
This shit's Joan and trying to stealth all over again.
Yeah, it is. We had a player in the once a month Eberron game. Every time she tries to play a rogue and do stealth stuff, it was only for one specific area, trying to get out of one area. Whenever she would roll for stealth, I think it was like 9 out of 10 times it was a nat 1. Like it didn't matter if she had advantage, it didn't matter disadvantage, she would end up with a nat 1. And it became sort of a running gag, but yeah, Bemmy with an 11, you got a 16.
That's
okay.
that's why it was good that I was playing a druid at the time for Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah.
I could finally retire the druid because we moved out of that sector.
I can't wait till I get past without a trace at level 5.
Yeah. All right. So, it looks like pick there are yells and parent issues, but you don't see anything yet. What do you want to do?
I guess fly up
Okay.
and
Fair
see if I guess I don't have control of my token. I don't know. It's not letting me pick it.
Yeah,
goodness. Oh, I'm on the wrong
do have
selector.
control of it. That might be it.
I have it now.
Okay. Wasn't sure if it like defaulted to me.
She's gonna fly up and see if she can't get a better view from above.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. What? Oh, right. You have the fucking mega dash. I keep forgetting. Like rogue. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't need to worry about movement. You're good. I just assume you have all the movement forever.
And
Okay.
mobile. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're rogue. Okay. So yeah, you flutter up, look around. You do see now that you're up in the air that most of the people fleeing are from like this side of things, and you see a lot of the soil is getting churned up in a pretty good radius. I will put it up. It's a circle. So like about this general area, the soil has like huge areas where it's churned up terribly. So somewhere in that direction, maybe.
She will shoot one random Hail Mary thing into what looks like churning ground.
Okay.
Just for funsies.
Why not? You think you hit something amazingly, man.
And she just points at her arrow and looks at the others.
There's like loud squealing
Eat.
that comes out from where you're. Sounds like a really high pitched, more high pitched pig just squealing and screaming. So yeah, that's a fun thing to listen to. Yeah. Anything else? Action, bonus action, movement.
I think I have to wait because I moved, so I can't use steady aim. Let's see.
Yeah, you moved and you had to bonus action.
Only
to
if
get
you
back
haven't
what you
moved.
moved up.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. We're good.
Cool. All right, Satalis.
This never happens. Can I do Toll the Dead on the arrow that's turning around in there, or is that
Toll
not
the
good
Dead
enough?
requires see a creature, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You need to see the creature.
Okay. I will hold my action to Toll the Dead.
Gotcha. Okay. Ludger, what do you want to do?
Wait, I will move forward a bit, and I will hold my action to shoot my crossbow at like the first hostile I see.
Fair enough. Purser, what would you like to do?
Okay, that was like over here somewhere.
Yes, somewhere in this general
Okay.
vicinity, but yeah.
So I urge Redemptor forward and just charge.
Okay.
Redemptor.
And then I will Are they reacting to me?
Well, more and more like you're charging into loose ground. So, okay.
Redemptor immediately breaks his leg and has to be put down.
All right. So I need a deck saving throw for Redemptor.
Okay.
Sorry, just gonna-
No.
Okay. Okay. So Redemptor falls prone and
Okay.
Has a broken leg.
no, he
And
does
then
not
you
have a
walk up
broken
to the
leg.
boat to
Just
shoot
fall
him
prone.
in the
So yeah, I will use my reaction to dismount as it falls and land on my feet.
Nice. Yeah. You do a pretty cool superhero landing. You're solid. Tuck and roll. Yeah.
No, Ma, it's my summoned warhorse. I'll put him down.
Anything else? He's not
No.
injured. He's just prone at the moment. Okay.
That'll be it.
Bemi, what would you like to do?
Okay, now Cha-Cha, she went ahead and she shot one of these things, and there's an arrow sticking out of the ground.
Yep. It didn't move. There was just faint squealing for a little while. It has faded off now.
Is the arrow still visible?
Remember, these things usually move in swarms, so she probably killed one.
Okay, then.
Swarm.
All right, well, then, maybe you'll get a little bit closer. And you know what, why not? Let's take a shot. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
I miss. Oh.
Okay.
That's exactly what I do.
All right.
I miss.
Well, that's a fighting style archery, so that's
Never
Yeah, no,
mind.
too. Yeah.
Wow.
That's your bonus.
You stupid freaking click. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. The love of all that is holy.
There you go.
Oh my
Hey.
gosh.
Okay. So with disadvantage because you can't actually see the target, 13. Let's see if that hits. That actually hits. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm
slams into the
gonna
ground.
take, because of Dread Ambusher, I'm taking a second shot.
Okay. That
Nice.
hits. Yeah.
And I get to add, if I'm okay, if that attack hits, the target takes an additional 1d8 damage of the weapon's damage type.
Okay.
So,
So go ahead and give me total damage when
you
you're
want
done
to-
doing all.
wow, yeah!
You need to
playing a
do the
ranger again.
damage.
It's just like,
It's just like Oscar.
yeah, all over again. Oh, God.
Pretty darn good
Okay.
damage for third level.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
So 19 damage.
Yeah.
One round. Solid. Very solid. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a lot of squealing, and you're probably going to force some things to surface.
Good.
Assuming they can. But yeah, let's yeah. So they pop out of the ground and start pop out of the ground and start uh, flinging themselves at Purser, triggering a lot of planned saved actions. There we go.
Right. Yeah, so I'm going to make mine, and then obviously Sandalis will be able to do her Toll of the Dead thing. Okay, boom,
Oh, Toll is
Nice.
dead.
Okay, let's
and
do a
boom.
wisdom save.
Is it damaged?
It is. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Very damaged. It's been shot twice. Wow. Okay. All right. That's a flat roll 16.
Bitch.
Yeah. Those
Bitch.
those rolls. All right. So another 4 off. Get the feeling almost half of the things in this are very dead. Like there's still a decent sized swarm. There's still enough mouths to be a problem, but yeah, you've almost got it down to half already. And it's going to, they fling themselves at you, Purser, nomming as they fly through the air.
Okay, my AC is currently 15.
23 to hit.
23 hits.
Okay. 16 piercing.
Okay.
I need to make a saving throw as they begin chewing.
18.
All right, you are not afflicted with the illness. And yeah, they
I'm a paladin, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, of course.
Uh-huh.
And they start wriggling. They wriggle back into the ground and burrow away,
Get back here.
leaving a trail of fucked up soil as they do. And yeah. Let's see how much spirit to do. Okay. Yeah. That's it for them. Pick. What would you like to do?
I think I'm gonna move. Oh gosh. Then I can't do it. I have this new cool thing. I will still move a little bit closer. Boop. And I guess pick another spot.
Okay. I will
That
say,
is
like,
moving.
the amount of soil that was turned up, there was probably more than one. So, or more than one swarm, I should clarify there. So, there may be
For
more
looks
than
like
that.
it's still vaguely moving. If there is.
Yeah, give me a perception check, because
Okay.
they were pretty well hidden. Yeah, you think you see something over here, mostly because that wheelbarrow, like, shouldn't be moving.
All
Oh
right.
boy.
Well, we're gonna pew. Is it within 5 feet of
Probably not.
Okay.
Close, but not quite there yet. It was trying to sneak.
How dare.
Yeah, that with disadvantage does not hit.
Fair enough. But at
Yeah.
least it might warn
Yeah, it's
Citalis.
Citalis, you're
She
probably wondering why she just shot the wheelbarrow.
If I look down, do I see a problem?
You do see the soil kind of churning here near the wheelbarrow.
Okay.
dirt wiggles in your mind.
I feel like at this point we've hung out for what, 2 months at this point. I get
month
the
and
gist
change,
of what
yeah.
it means.
Yeah.
Like I hear dirt wiggles and it's like, oh.
Oh,
Okay.
it probably means that's closer to me now.
Anything else?
Yep, and that's it.
Okay. Citalis.
I'm gonna bonus action cast Sanctuary on myself.
Okay.
Back up. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then no, it's another bonus action. I'm gonna hold my action to cast Toll the Dead on the first thing that pops up that's trying to bite me. Or any one of my party. Basically the first
Okay.
enemy that pops up, Toll the Dead.
Okay. I don't normally do, but actually, but I was really tempted to there. Didn't attack you. All right. Okay. So, Ludger, what do you want to do?
I'm going to move south.
Okay. Running,
Does that
yep.
put me in range to attempt to stab the churning soil?
Somewhere around the wheelbarrow. You could give it a shot. We'll say. See what I did there.
Yeah.
Disadvantage because you're just stabbing in the dirt.
Yeah. Let me turn off archery fighting style and boom. Yeah, I don't hit shit.
Yeah, it's like how is it this hard to hit him? I know they're somewhere here. You hear like faint underground squealing noises.
And
Okay.
yeah, that's basically all I can do.
All right. Redemptor can attempt to get up with a
Redemptor does not get to act this turn
Oh, okay, fair enough.
because he goes before me and then I dismounted on my turn.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. What would you like to
I will remount,
do? Okay.
and I will cast Shield of Faith on myself and Redemptor.
Okay. Would you like Redemptor to get up when he can?
Yeah, I will have him get up,
Okay.
and I will have order him to take the dodge action.
Okay. Getting up needs another check. That's why I asked. Athletics
Dexterity?
or acrobatics to stand up.
Just
Okay.
imagining some Oblivion shit where like you hit the ride horse action while it's like sideways, and then you like awkwardly like climb sideways onto the horse.
Yeah, if he's not able to stand up, I will not mount.
Okay, then you're not mounted then because
Okay.
he can't seem to get it. Like he's trying to. His legs are just going in like almost up to the withers, I think it is. Up to the withers on where like the dirt is. It's just sinking in.
Yeah.
It's
In
not
that
quite
case, I'll
mud
just cast Shield of
wobbling.
Faith on myself.
Gotcha. Okay. Bemmy, what'd you like to do?
Jack.
He might be muted.
I want to shoot more stuff.
All right. Fair enough. That is allowed.
Pew.
Okay. Are you shooting like cursor or are you shooting the baddies? I assume baddies.
Well, no, Redemptor, because he fell down. I figure he's dead. He should put out.
Put him out of his
No,
misery.
That's at disadvantage then. All right. So,
I guess the next what is it? I don't know. Worm, like they haven't popped
oh, I
up
forgot to
yet.
put the image up. My bad. I just realized game images is up. Images, creatures, Lilids. Hooray.
The squiggly dirt that everybody saw.
God,
so
they
well.
look so ugly.
Look at that face, though.
I'd rather
He's so
not.
he's so squishable.
He
Ugh.
is. It is very squishable.
Goose goosh.
Do they taste like bacon?
Ugh, stop it.
Little bit. The texture is hard. It's like weird. It's really it's bacon, but it almost dissolves in the mouth. Like it's super soft meat, no matter what you do with it.
So it'd be fantastic for a stew. It'd be like essentially using the same thing as salt pork.
Yeah, very
Mm.
similar. There is kind of a fishy aftertaste, but you can cover that up. Anyways, yeah, that shot does not hit anything buried.
Be right back.
Then free action to deep sigh.
All right, that's always a
And
free
that's
action.
gonna be
Any
it.
game I run, that's and often used, which tells you how good a DM I am. All right, let's see. Wow. Okay, well that's easy to figure out. One sec. All right, so it is certain things' turn. They are going to pop up after they move.
Woo.
Nice. You can just make it here. All right. They.
Whatcha? Is it hurt?
Well. Oh yeah, this one's very hurt. This is the one that looks like there's almost half of them.
It just there's a difference in damage for Toll
Yep,
the
I know.
Dead between.
I'm tracking. Yeah. Wisdom save. They don't have any bonus, so. Oh, all right. If it meets, it beats.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, they pop out of the ground.
I'm.
Rawr! They are biting you, Bimmy. Bite.
They're biting me.
They are. Well, trying to. Let's see if they
Stop
successfully
it.
bite you.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it, bitey worm.
21 to hit.
Yeah.
And 14 piercing.
Okay.
Oh
But
no.
they don't have enough movement to burrow again. So hooray. And
14
Do your con
piercing,
save.
huh?
yeah, it also the con save if you don't mind.
I'm gonna get sick. Oh,
You're
maybe not.
fine. You're good. Why is it still? That's on the wrong thing. That's okay. This guy's gonna pop out of the soil and start biting you, Ludger. Well, attempt to. No multi-attack.
Didn't
just
somebody
bite.
else have a held action?
I think someone
Was
did,
that-
but I don't remember.
I didn't because I did
Oh,
the
did
stab
the
recoil.
multi? Yeah, did the bonus action stab, and Purser didn't in this instance. Because he Shield of Faith, and I don't think that's. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh
There is
wow.
a lot
Okay.
of faith to go around.
There is a 9. I don't think hits Ludger.
Nope.
These guys are gonna burrow back into the ground and try and flee. But you can do an attack of opportunity if you care to.
I will. Okay, turn that off. And there's a 14 hit.
That does actually. Yep.
4 piercing.
4 piercing. I will take that off. Okay. And yeah. Right. For some reason, both initiatives are tied to the 1, but that's fine as long as I don't delete it. Okay. Pick. What would you like to do? You see one. It didn't burrow this time. You see one here trying to bite Bemmy. Well, it's successfully biting Bemmy a lot, actually.
Actually, no, because then it might burrow if I wait. No, we'll just hit it.
Could land on Bemmy's head. He could technically be a mount. Or you're
If
a
I
small size.
move to here, is he then do I get my sneak attack?
If you land,
I
I would say while you're
land.
flying, we'll say flanking is a little tricky.
I will land.
Okay. Yeah, then in that case. Now keep in mind ranged attacks while a hostile creature is within 5 feet of you are made at disadvantage. Just so
What
you
if I
track.
use a rapier, or do I have to switch out my?
Oh yeah, if it's a melee weapon, then that you're good.
Okay. Do I have to do any kind of action to switch it out, or is that like a?
If you wanted to put it away, then it would. But if you want to just flutter down, like drop the bow and pick it up later, you're free to do so.
Okay. I'll do that.
It's a little tricky because they wanted to avoid like a group handing around a knife to all do stabs. It's basically
sense.
to avoid the wargaming polarity.
You can also just hold the bow in one hand and stab it with the other.
I have
Yeah.
4 hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's also
whoa,
fair.
whoa. Last game I was not allowed to do that.
Well, that was a
didn't have
wrong
4
ruling.
hands. You didn't have 4 hands.
Yeah,
You can hold a bow in one hand. You can't wield a bow in one hand.
Yeah, she can just
Ooh.
drop it down to her.
I mean, I would say the 4 arms would counter this.
It definitely
It's
helps.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I would
it's
think so.
two little arms tuck it against her chest while she just stabs with the others.
I don't need this. Drop, catch, pulls out rapier, stabby stab.
The most badass of rogues.
Little moth people.
4 daggers.
Yeah, that crits, and if it crits, it hits. So that's pretty solid.
And
And your sneak crit hit also. Well, it's still good. Okay. So yeah, they are halved, and as a result, they are less effective. Where's that? Okay, yeah, we'll say there's like 3 of them left, squealing and wriggling in the dirt.
How big are they?
Between 1 and 2 feet long.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what
are
I thought.
these
I just
things
wanted to
that are for
confirm.
eating?
You can't you can eat them, but locals pretty much everywhere, especially the drow tribes that are kind of sedentary, that farm and things like that, hate these things more than any other. Yeah, there's a lot of dangerous predators in the jungle. There's a lot of these things are menaces because they fuck up the soil, they fuck up foundations, they are just a blight on, as far as you know, at least the island, if not past it. You're not sure if they're natural or a remnant of the giants, but everybody hates these things.
But nobody's like, do they eat them? Like, that is good to
Oh
eat, or
yeah,
is it
yeah,
just
you can eat them.
desperation
It's
eating?
just
Okay.
no, people can eat them, but people dislike them enough that it's usually just a Poison them, for God's
Kill it
sakes.
and leave it.
Yeah, kill it, kill it, kill
Yeah.
it. If we have to eat it, fine. Make it go away. Anything else?
That's it.
Cool. Stalis, what you like to do? There's a shuffling of soil near you, almost as if something's coming towards you.
How are you boys looking that have taken damage?
They're fine.
It's just like holding several wounds, just like applying as much pressure as he can.
I'm certainly
I'm
TT.
fine.
Purser looks like he fell into a blender.
I will do a healing word on Purser then.
Yeah, Purser was not fine.
Which now let me check my peace domain stuff.
He's kind of fucked up too, but I think Purser was a little worse off with 2 out of
Hold on.
18.
Yeah, no.
He was doing great.
It's my penance.
Also
I
seems
let
to
the
be
demon out.
pain helps free us from demons.
Hold on,
Unless
hold
it's a
on.
demon that likes pain.
Peace
Anything else?
Laughs in Karleth.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God.
So 7 healing for Purser. We'll try another Toll the Dead on this stupid worm.
Okay.
Worm.
Big worm. All right. Let's try roll. God, fuck. Like, where are these rolls when I'm playing? Fuck me. Yeah, nat 20 on wisdom save. He's fine. He avoids the
Okay.
2 damage. Son of a bitch. All right.
My sanctuary's gone. That's fine. It's not, but it's fine. But that's my
Okay.
turn.
Okay. Ludger, what you
Ludger
like to do?
is going to run up and attempt to stab the swarm with his bayonet.
Okay.
Do. Archery's off. Bayonet.
That hit definitely hits.
4
Yeah,
piercing.
they are still up.
And then shoot it.
Okay. Yeah, roll damage. How do you want to do it?
So
Is that 5? It was 1 left. It looks at you, opens its mouth, squealing faintly and nomming at the air.
yeah, without like nothing like pretty much with like the emotion of like I don't know, like opening a letter, I just shoot it and like reload. Looking around for like the next one.
Gotcha. Very
What do you
English
feel when
gardener
you
with rabbits.
What do you feel when you kill? Recoil.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Basically
Now,
that.
yeah, you're getting there, but there was some issues. All right, it's Purser/Redemptor's turn.
So this is Redemptor's actual turn where he failed the athletics check and couldn't stand up.
Okay.
So I will have him take the search action and try and point some worms out for me.
Okay. Nice.
So he'll make a perception check.
Nice. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
9.
Nay, he does not see any worms.
Okay. And I will. Oh, not actually casting that.
Cast it on top of Redemptor.
Yeah, I'll ready an action to cast Create Bonfire in the next swarm of worms that pops up.
Sounds good. Demi.
I
There you go.
am. I'm not muted. I've just been quiet. Where?
The ground around Citalis, following in a line, seems to be increasingly wriggly.
Gonna get here,
Okay.
right next to Silly right there, and I am going to shoot at the wiggly ground.
Okay. Disadvantage, but yeah, absolutely.
That's okay. That is okay. All right.
That you hit the ground, but it doesn't squeal.
Yeah,
But
that's
Silly
the
does.
I squeal. You just walk up and start stabbing the ground. It's very startling.
Didn't stab. Not well.
She-
Technically,
yeah,
it's just
kind of.
stabbing from a distance.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's.
Uh,
I guess. Yeah. After I missed that shot, I still see the ground wiggling. Just gonna turn, look Silly in the eye, and go, "They coming."
Great. Thank you for warning me.
Don't let 'em
You're
bite you. It hurts.
right. Got it.
his eyes
Thank
are
you.
streaming from the pain of the direct sunlight. By the way, it's in the morning.
Yeah.
It's a sunny
yes.
day.
I'm gonna have my sister make him some goggles because this is awful.
This is not Bemi's finest day or hour. He's having a rough go of it.
I hate color more than ever. All right, yeah, let's see here. It is that swarm's dead. This one's not, and we'll have it do stuff.
Oh no.
Jumps out of the ground and attacks Bemi.
Rude.
It was gonna attack you, but then Bemi's like right there.
I told you. I told you they were coming.
Okay, create bonfire. I'll do that before I tell Bemi stuff. What is it? The dex? I'm assuming dex.
Yes, dex save.
Dex save.
Is a professional-looking
Hold on,
fire
he
marker.
fails.
That was supposed to be a square. I don't know what happened.
This should give you control of various fire things, but it's fine. Okay, so there's a fire thing there. 1 sec. And it takes whatever damage you inflict on it.
3 fire damage.
Hey! Ow.
And if it ends its turn there, it will take more.
Well, we'll get to that. All right. Okay. And it's going to, yeah, it's nomming at you even through the fire and flames. Okay, well, it didn't get the crit, so 18 damage, Bemi.
Bemi is down.
Okay. And,
Oh.
yeah, then it burrows back into the ground and, burrows away.
Swarms do be hitting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just like a.
I told you they're coming. That's he
They're
constantly
coming.
gets.
I told you they were. Yeah. Thanks, Bemi. Thank you so much.
Look, at the time that this happened, it
like
was
blood
very like,
sprays her.
uh-huh.
Very horror
Anyway.
movie. Okay, pick. What do you want to do?
Do I see where the one that hit them went, or is the wiggling gone?
It's kind of gone. Yeah. Maybe they
Then I
burrowed
will
deeper.
take the steady aim and wait
Okay, fair
to see the
enough.
next one pop up, and then hit when it comes up. If I can do that, because I have to, as a bonus action, give yourself advantage on your next attack roll on the current turn.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you're flying.
Because I
You're not
can't
hovering,
move.
flying. Yeah, it's like I'm okay with that. That seems reasonable. That was part of the whole training with like next to wasps thing. You're good enough at flying that you can keep yourself pretty steady. Okay.
Okay.
Citalis, what would you like to do? Bemi is
I
in a
would
bad
like to
state.
kneel down and cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level for the BEMs. So 13 healing into Bemi.
Bemi, you awaken.
Yeah.
I like kneel down and I slap him on the chest like, nope, get up.
And
You need to go ahead.
I just realized her magic, like her holy magic, comes from literally like the path of light.
Oh.
You,
Don't do this to me, Sam.
you wake up to like one of those industrial grade halogen lights in your eyes, basically. You're not blinded or anything mechanical. It's just horrible.
Uh,
That really hurt.
I'm
But thank
sorry.
you.
Can I help him up as part of like a bonus action or my movement?
Yeah, you could pull him. You could move him as part, like if you're moving
Or
shaft.
is the ground churning around us?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay, then I'm just gonna be here.
I
Being
still
like,
think
Bemmy.
you're- I still think you're pretty.
Oh, thank you, Bemmy. You're very handsome yourself.
I
His
don't know
pupils are
anymore.
like pinpricks. His eyes are streaming.
That'll be my turn.
All right, let's hear what you like to do. There's a faint, like almost rumbling near you, or like around your feet.
Sorry, said it's like around my feet.
Around your feet.
Okay, I will use a bonus action to try stabbing the ground.
Okay. Fair enough.
Do, 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 do. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to use, yeah, well, let's see if this hits first.
That
Yeah,
is
Kasha.
good. That hits, yeah.
Okay. I will use a superiority die for distracting strike.
Okay, cool.
Hold up.
Doing frontline
Since,
stuff.
yeah, I might as well use battle maneuvers. Let me. So first I'm gonna do my, superiority die, and then let's roll damage.
Get down from there.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm assuming you're talking to Amigo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will take that off. Solid.
Okay, so the next person who attacks it, other than me, has advantage on the attack. And that being done, I will then, since that was a bonus action, I will hold my crossbow attack action for whenever it pops up.
Sound good. All right. Then we will go to Redemptor. What would
Okay.
Redemptor like to
Redemptor will attempt to stand up again.
do? Okay. Dex save.
Or okay, so what is it? Because last time it was an athletics check.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I have
Okay.
to look at it. It's athletics or acrobatics to get up,
Okay.
whichever you prefer.
8.
What?
This poor horse.
Redemptor.
So I have an additional question for you.
Okay.
Can a horse crawl?
Yes, I will say a horse can crawl, but it's gonna
Okay.
be very, very limited in its crawling. Like, I know its normal speed is like the 100 or whatever. I'm gonna say like, I don't know. Actually, you know what? What would its crawling speed be if we go by raw? Because I want to hear how
So
silly this is gonna be.
it would crawl at 30 feet per round. If it's moving through difficult terrain like this might be, it might be 15 feet.
All right, we'll say 15 feet in this instance. That is very silly and very sad, but for the sake of me imagining Purser like whipping the sides of this horse while it's like dragging its belly and neighing aggressively, yeah, sure.
Redemptor, go! I choose you. And
Horse screaming noises.
I'll have him make another perception check for me.
Oh shit.
13.
No. Redemptor is busy being whipped. All right. Purser, what would you like to do?
Okay. Is this like difficult terrain or anything?
It's not for you. You're like 5 feet
Okay.
away from where the ground's fucked up. Just don't go in the direction of the wiggles, and you're fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna head on over this way. Well, I don't know how close I can get safely.
You're okay right now.
Am I adjacent to wherever it is?
Can't
Can
tell.
I stab it?
Probably not. You could stab your horse very easily, but
Yeah, I know that.
probably not the enemy. No.
Okay, how close do I need to get to be able to stab where the turning is?
Maybe get closer to Ludger a bit.
Because I just have no indication of where it is whatsoever.
I know. It's supposed to be hard to find. Yeah, get a little closer to Ludger, and then you could theoretically get a chance. So
Okay,
yeah,
how much
stab away.
here?
Yeah.
Okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. As a 9, I guess an 11 to hit since I can't see it.
Yeah, 11 does not hit.
But he's making an attack. My
Oh, with advantage.
Oh, hey, there
Yeah.
you go. 19
Yeah,
does hit.
that makes
Yeah,
it a
you
19 to hit
plunge
for 7
your
piercing.
blade into the ground, and gouts of greenish flame, or I guess silver flame, come out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, nice. Yeah, take that off. Yeah, you smell like what smells like overcooked bacon, maybe, and like squealing, and as like this heavy smoke comes out of the ground.
Okay, and that'll be it.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, Redemptor couldn't have gone that far because he used half his movement speed to try and stand up.
Yeah, it's fine.
So he'd be here. There
It
we
still
go.
works for the image I have mentally. As long as it wasn't he moves 50 feet with dash. No, okay. That. There's limits to how stupid I'm willing to be. All right, Bemmy, you are conscious, and your eyes hurt.
Yeah, I'm conscious and I'm
And he's
squinting.
next to a fire, so at least he's warm.
Yeah, that was an
Everything is
issue here.
Everything is so bright.
Actually, on that note, the silver flame doesn't really give off a lot of heat. It's mostly purifying light.
Blue skies hurt my eyes.
I'll make you goggles. I'll find you some goggles.
I live in the jungle to survive.
All right, what do you want to do, Bemmy?
Shady trees, I like to roam. Swamps in the jungle is my home. Is there any sign of any other wiggly ground before I
Yeah.
move?
Yeah. You'd probably want to move anyways, because you'd have to shoot through Ludger's legs to like hit at the ground near him. But you could. You get up, move a
Alright.
little bit. There's no wiggly ground near you at the moment.
Can I see the wiggly ground? Is
You
it over
can.
on this side?
Yeah. It's maybe
Okay.
between Ludger and your friend Purser.
Okay. All right.
Purser's everyone's BFF, really.
This is going
Including demons, which is unfortunate.
I'm tired of
Yeah.
this. I'm just ruining arrows at this point.
It plummages. It plummets into the ground, but does not hit anything.
Hey guys, I hate to say it, but it is 3 o'clock
It
and I
is
have
about
to
that
go.
time. Yeah, I figured, man. We'll finish the round, but we're about there. So,
All right. It was fun. I will see
yeah.
you guys later.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
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 Swarm of yeah. So today, let's see. Honestly, they're pest species. Yeah, but like this is not a swarm. There's enough of them gone. Disengage. They are going to try and flee, and you guys see the wiggly ground going maybe in this direction, but hard to see once it's more than 5 feet away from you. And yeah, pick. What do you want to do?
If we see it fleeing in that direction, I guess, since I took that steady aim, I will shoot at it.
Well, you don't see
Switch.
it, but it's your turn
Oh, okay.
again. It didn't surface in time for you to
Okay.
shoot it, sadly.
Do I still get the bonus from steady aim
If you use
since
it
I
again.
took it, even though I don't see it? But it just gives me advantage, even though I
Yeah,
don't
if you
really.
if you use it this turn, like you didn't really lose anything. It's just you didn't get a chance to do it last turn.
Yep.
So you could use it to give yourself a flat roll here.
Yeah, I'll just give it a shot. Drop the rapier into my, like, pass the bow up and pass the rapier
Okay,
down.
yeah. So like the rapier like plummets down, digs into the ground, and you're ready to shoot things. Okay. Yeah, that hits. Take that off. Yeah, you definitely hit one. There's some squealing. You saw like pretty much a straight line, so you shot somewhere around here, and you hit one.
Okay.
So, hooray. There's now an arrow marker indicating there's something there to be shot.
And that's it.
All right. Stalis, what would you like to do?
That's all.
Bonnie.
Oh, me. It's me. That's
Yeah.
me.
That is.
Yeah, we know.
I'm sorry, I got caught up in something. I don't know what to do, y'all. Who looks most hurt?
I mean, you
Probably
could
still
frontline.
Purser. Probably still Purser, to be honest. Because with your healing, you got Bemmy past.
Okay. Here you go, Purser. I'm not getting closer to that mess. In fact, I'm moving away.
Are you? So how is this formatted? Are you casting it at a higher level right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be 10.
Did you do that before when you healed me?
Nope.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, that was just to get you up. You're...
Okay, thank you.
I'll call that the end of my turn. However, I thought we were stopping.
We are very close to stopping. They're trying to flee. I figured we'd finish this.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's okay with everybody. Realistically,
Yeah.
one more round before they're off map, and then I consider them gone. Ludger, what would you like to do?
Okay, I move up to where the arrow is,
That's fair.
and you know, then aiming for the wriggling soil, I begin to attack.
Okay.
Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna shoot it with my crossbow.
Fair enough. Yeah, 20 hits. How do you want
5
to do it?
piercing. Same thing as before, basically just run up and shoot it.
Okay. Yeah, there's a thunk as something squeals one last time and soil stops moving, and it seems like you guys have finished killing these strange monstrosities. And just a little something to leave before we leave for the moment. Um, as this strange pest, stops moving, a shadow passes overhead. An enormous buzzard with jet black skin lands on a fence post nearby. It cocks its head at all of you, its beady red eyes taking you in before it opens its mouth and a woman's voice comes out. Hang on, Bemmy. Meemaw needs you to come on home now. There's a bit of trouble brewing here, and I'm not even cooking. Yeah, you can bring your friends if you want. Make sure they have, enough table manners, you hear? And the vulture closes its mouth and looks at you expectantly. And that's where we'll end it.